a tap. Said, son, look up, there's grace in the trap. I still found love. I was dirty at the edge, but I heard that call, then the shame fell off. Now I stand tall.
Look at God come through.
Look at God come through.
Clean hands, new feet, I'm brand new. Look at God come through.
Look at God come through.
Boy, look at God come through. Come through.
Oh, yeah. I used to run with the wolves, eyes on the prize, hands in the dark with a lie in my eyes. Now I wash that dust off every old bruise, walk with my head high like I got news. Clean hands, new feet, that's a change, man. No ghosts left, I don't chase that. New heart beating in a hard shell. Grace hit hard, and it hit well. Said, son, look up,
There's grace in the trap.
I still found love. I was dirty at the edge, but I heard that call, then the shame fell off. Now I stand tall.
Look at God come through.
Look at God come through.
Clean hands, new feet, I'm brand new.
Look at God come through. Look at God come through.
Boy, look at God come
I was 1 foot in the flame,
1 foot
in the grave.
now I raise
My faith,
to the one who saved.
every scar got a light, every wrong got used. What the trap tried to kill got made brand new.
Clean hands, new feet, I'm brand new.
Look at God come through.
Boy, look at God come through. Look at God come through.
Clean heart, open sky, I'm brand new.
Come through. Boy, look at God come through.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ARP in the morning. Grace and peace, grace and peace, grace and peace to each and every one of you guys. Appreciate you guys pulling up today on this fine Friday morning. Appreciate you guys, man. We made it. The weekend is here. Goodness gracious, I'm telling you, man, these weeks, they fly by. I can't believe that we're pretty much almost at the end of July. Goodness gracious, 1 month down in quarter 3. I like to look at things by the quarter, so that's just, you know, my, I guess the corporate in me from back in the day. But we do appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in the building, please. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in the building, okay? Super chat, super thanks are greatly appreciated. Shout out to everybody watching the show on the cell phones. I know a lot of you guys watch what we're doing over here at work. So we do appreciate you guys pulling up and hanging out with us and helping us to, allowing us to help you get through your work day. We do appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up and hanging out with us this morning. We got a lot to get into. We got a newbie on the show today. We got an OG on the show today. And obviously, we have the usual prospects in the building as well. Celeste will not be with us today. I thought that she would be able to make it today, but unfortunately, she's not going to be able to make it. So she will be back with us next week, Tuesday, Lord willing. Let's just make sure that we keep her and her family lifted up in prayer, continue to keep them lifted up in prayer. I think I told you guys, earlier this week that she has been out. She had a death in the family. So let's make sure we keep her lifted up. Okay. But shout out to her. She did reach out today. So I think she's okay. But, when these types of things happen, it's a trying time for everybody. So let's just make sure we keep her lifted up. Thank you guys so much again for pulling up. We have my brother Minister Danzel in the building today, Probe Analysis. We have my sister Crystal from CrystalBeyondLabels in the building. Appreciate you pulling up as well. We have the author of Rules for Restoration. Shout out to Angel. She won the book. He has the address, so that will come over, and hopefully he'll get that out to you pretty soon. But we have him back in the building with us. He was here, I don't know, maybe about a month ago or so, something along those lines. But he's back with us today. And then we have a newbie. We have Alex Slayer from the Slayer Syndicate in the building. Appreciate him pulling up as well, hanging out with us today. I know some of you guys asked about AT, but there's a lot of you guys that were over at the Garden Project. AT extremely busy this week, so he's decided to kick us to the curb for this week, but we still love him, so it's all to the good. But he'll be back, Lord willing, next week as well. Let me say what's up to my folks in the chat, but before we do that, we got to get the show started off properly with the verse of the day from my little brother Hunter. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find him here, get him pulled up here. Today's verse is out of 2 Corinthians, and he gave me 2 Corinthians 4 and 5, but I'm actually going to take it. I'm going to take it to 6, if I'm not mistaken. But we do appreciate. Dude, don't send me text messages in the middle of the show. Oh, man, you're throwing me off. But thank you, Hunter, for coming through with the verse of the day out of 2 Corinthians chapter 10. This is verse 4 through 6. And it says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ, and being ready to punish all disobedience when your obedience is fulfilled." That is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 4 through 6. Thank you so much, Hunter, for helping us to get the show started off properly. Let me say what's up to my folks in the chat, and then we are going to get going. We got a lot of super chats and gems to get through as well. I want to make sure that we do that as well. We do appreciate you guys. Hit that daggone like button for me if you haven't done so already. Then we'll get my folks pulled up and we're going to get things kicked out. Shout out to Cool Ramon. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. What's up, Lewis? How you doing this morning, brother? It's good to see you in the chat as well. What up, B? How you doing this morning? You're not back here with us. What's going on? You doing all right? Appreciate you pulling up, Cindy K. Appreciate you. Happy Friday to you as well. What up, Lori Otteson in the building? Look at her. She says, make sure you vote for Gutter Bunny of the Week. Grab you some coffee, hit the like button. I know I didn't do that in order, but make sure you vote for Gutter Bunny of the Week if you haven't done so already. Please make sure you got some time. You got some time. What's up, Marla? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you. Y'all see Marla with the Pray Don't Worry hoodie on. I'm telling you, hey, 25% off everything at the ARP Family Merch Store until July 31st. So you got some time. Go get you one of those new T-shirts. Mr. Danzel, stuck on stupid, not stuck on stupid, stupid on steroids. We might need to put that one on a T-shirt too. But get you one of those, okay? 25% off everything. ARP Merch Store until the end of the month. Thank you so much, Marlo, for pulling up this morning. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see who else we got up in here this morning. We got Mr. Largy in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. What up, Tam G? How you doing this morning? It's good to see you as well. We got With Love ×2 in the building. Shout out to you. What up, Professor Sonny? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up. Thank you very much. We got Wolfheart in the building. I guess he hit the like button. He was number 11. Okay, appreciate you. What's up, Kenneth? How you doing this morning, brother? It's good to see you in the chat. Appreciate you pulling up this morning. Thank you very much. Who else we got up in here? Let's see. Let's see. You guys are awesome, man. Y'all been rocking with us all week long. Let me know what y'all got going on this weekend. What's up, Angela Montgomery? How you doing, sister? It's good to see you in the chat this morning. New Jersey is in the building. Shout out to you. Appreciate you pulling up. What up, Deb? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat this morning as well. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for pulling up and hanging out with us. Got a couple supers to get through too as well. Shout out to you, Tam G, coming through with the $5 super chat. Says, this is the day the Lord has made. Let's rejoice in it. Love you, my brothers and sisters in Christ. Thank you very much. And shout out to Tam G, gifting 10 ARP family memberships. If you received one of those, make sure you show Tam G some love in the chat. Okay, make sure you do that. Shout out to God's servant. I always mess this one up. God servatively, LaShawn, thank you so much for the 2 gems. Appreciate you, sister. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. Shout out to you, Tiffany, coming through with 100 gems. Thank you very much. Tam G coming through with 3,000 gems. That's what I'm talking about, Tam G. I appreciate you, sister. Thank you very much. Tam G once again with the 400 gems. Appreciate you, Tam G. Appreciate you. And Tam G again with the 550 gems. Appreciate you, Tam G. Thank you so much. We'll appreciate the support. Shout out to Callie, the Cupcake Queen, $5 super chat. I want to give a shout out for my eldest daughter, Adeline, who's turning 12 this Sunday. Proud mama over here. That's what I'm talking about. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Adeline. Hopefully I pronounced your name properly. Happy birthday to you, sister. You make sure you show her this too. Make sure you show her that we showed her some love for her birthday, man. Congratulations, man. That is awesome. 12 years around the sun. Wishing you many more, man. God bless you. Shout out to Tam G once again, gifting 10 ARP family memberships. We appreciate you, Tam G. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. All righty. Let's see who else we got up in here. We got Tam G with 10 gems coming through. Thank you, Tam. Tam G with 30 gems coming through. Thank you, Tam. We got Nene in the building with 30 gems. Thank you very much, Nene. Appreciate you, sister. It's good to see you in the chat. What up, Malachi? What's going on with your brother? $2 super chat. Greetings. Starting the drive to ATL. Good day from Illinois. Shout out to you, man. Be safe out on the road, man. Y'all make sure y'all keep Malachi lifted up in prayer as well. Traveling Grace. Y'all know he's one of our one of the truckers out here, man. And we got a lot of guys that, and gals that are truckers that watch the show. And we appreciate them for supporting what we're doing over here, man. Y'all make sure y'all keep young Malachi lifted up in prayer. Malachi, when I was out in Baltimore, he came out. We got a chance to chop it up. We broke bread together, man. Really good dude, man. Good dude, man. Safe travels to you, brother. Shout out to Karen for the 400 gems. Thank you very much, Miss Karen. We appreciate your support. Thank you, Sheila Ford, coming through with the $2 super chat. Says, good morning. Coffee tastes better in your ARP cup. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Thank you, Sheila. And thank you for the support as well. What's up, Wanda? Thank you for coming through with 10 gems. Appreciate you, Wanda. And thank you to Michael Soto coming through with 10 gems. Appreciate that, man. I like that buffalo right there, too. Shout out to Sheila Ford coming through with 100 gems. Thank you very much. And shout out to Michael coming through with 10 gems. We appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, supporting what we're doing over here. Like I said, super chat, super thanks. The gems are greatly appreciated. I got to get used to this gem things. I had to go and look it up and see exactly what these gems are. We do appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much. What's up, LJ? How you doing this morning, sister? It's good to see you in the chat as well. We got Alicia C's in the building. Shout out to you. And also, I just want to make sure S. Bergen and Aaliyah Davis, congratulations to you guys. You should have received your $50 Amazon gift card. They won their ARP giveaway yesterday. So shout out to them. Thank you guys so much for supporting what we're doing over here. We love the opportunity and the ability to give back to you guys, via these raffles. So I enjoy doing it. I know Blokes Pop, he's come through and gifted. I know Jeff from It's Not Your Fault Al-Anon Recovery Channel. He's come through and he's gifted some Amazon, not Amazon, but some gift cards as well. We enjoy doing it. So don't allow us to continue to do this. Don't block the blessings. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Let me pull up my brother, Minister Danzel. What's going on with you, man? How you doing this morning?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Looking forward to chopping it up with you guys today. This is a blessing. This is my therapy.
I hear that. Is the wife okay with you pulling up and chopping up? She's like,
everybody's good. Everybody's good, man. Yeah, they love it.
That is awesome. That is awesome. With the kids, well, you hadn't got the T-shirt yet. I'll wait. I'll wait till the T-shirt gets here.
All right.
Yeah.
I will report.
What's up, Crystal? How you doing this morning, sister?
Hey, sis.
Hi, good morning. Happy Friday. It is Friday. I am
Mhm.
clearly exhausted. The Lord decided he was going to talk to me until about 3 this morning.
All
So
right now.
I'm excited. But as you can see, the Lord talked to me and Crystal Beyond Labels podcast does not exist anymore.
Oh, you changed the name. Okay, I'm sitting there like, what happened?
Yeah, he
Please
changed it.
Okay,
explain.
God's Verdict with Crystal podcast.
Yep.
I like it. I
That
love
is
it.
the new,
That's
that is
good.
in the name
Awesome,
of the
man.
show. Yeah.
We got a rebrand going on. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, the Lord said, switch it up. I was like, okay. And I got to work
Amen.
this
Hey,
morning. So it's
I'm
all
not mad
new.
at I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
Amen.
Not mad at you. Let me pull up my brother Mike. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Just fighting the good fight, man.
There you
I
go.
hear that. I hear that. Well, we got to talk about your neck of the woods here in a little bit. So,
Okay,
Amen.
you know,
absolutely.
you guys are definitely fighting the good fight out there. Goodness gracious.
It's crazy.
Well, appreciate you pulling up, brother. Thank you very much.
All right.
And last but not least on the show with us today, we got the youngin in the building. What up, Alex? How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are you guys?
Brother
I'm
Alex.
happy to be here.
Man,
Good
you're
morning.
doing well, man.
Peace of
Doing
blessings.
well.
Morning,
Thank you.
little brother.
Morning, Crystal. What's up, sis?
Hi.
Yeah.
You outnumbered today for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not because I have my little brother on the show today, so I'm
Oh,
excited.
okay.
Locked in.
Well, we appreciate. Hey, we're touching all the demographics today. You know, all the
Amen.
ages. You know, spectrums today. We're touching them all. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
We got a. What are you like? Gen Z? You're Gen Z, right?
Gen Z.
Yeah.
They
So
call
we
me
got
a
some-
zillennial. I've heard that because I act a little bit on the millennial side sometimes too. So somewhere
okay.
in between
Never heard
there.
of
Cover
As a
both
lineal,
categories.
you
Yep,
know, it's
zillennial
based on
on
your
that
age.
cusp.
You
Yep.
a Gen Zer. It's based
Yeah,
on your age.
I'll
You a
take Gen Z
Zer.
then.
So we're hitting all the age spectrums today. Okay.
Amen.
Amen.
Couple more supers to run through really fast. Give me 1 second here.
I come in represent no Decepticons, huh? What's up
Yeah.
with that, man?
Yeah. Well,
What's
that was
up with that?
that was an interesting conversation yesterday.
Amen.
Shout out to Sandra coming through with the 400 gems. Thank you very much, Sandra. And thank you, Tam G, for the $5 super chat. Says, good morning, Brother Wise and panel. Christ is King. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Thank you very much, Emma, for coming through with 440 gems. Uncle Alert, shout out to you. Appreciate you, sister. Thank you to TM Williams coming through. Appreciate you, sister. 10 gems. Thank you very much. And thank you to RCN. I'll never get these little acronyms, but thank you for the 1,000 gems. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. And shout out to Malachi coming through. $5 super chat says, I'm actually on personal time going to Stone Mountain. Definitely enjoyed that visit with you, man. Hey, hey, Malachi, you know Stone Mountain, that's my stomping ground right there, man. That's where I grew up at, out there in the Atlanta area. I grew up in Stone Mountain, right there on the border of Decatur, where it's greater. With my grandma.
Malachi, I would have said, yeah, let's meet up, Malachi. But first of all, you said Stone Mountain, and I already warned Brother Rise about me and that Stone Mountain bit. I'm not climbing that mountain. I ain't climbing it. I ain't climbing it. And then the other side is, it is ugly outside today. You know, I'm like sugar. I don't mess with that rain like that. So.
Oh, it's raining over there. Yeah, they're calling for rain out here too. They're calling for rain out here as well. But hey, man, if you're going to Stone Mountain, hopefully you're going to go to the park. You know, Crystal lazy. I told her, I was like, you go to the park. You got to go climb the mountain. You can't go to Stone. You can't really be in Atlanta and not go and hike the mountain. When you get to the top, Mike, it's one of those places like when you get to the top of the mountain, you can see the entire city skyline from the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
I grew up there. I worked at Stone Mountain 2 summers. My last 2 summers of high school. I worked at Stone Mountain, a couple of different places. Did a couple of things, man. But that's my old stomping grounds, man. My parents, they actually still own the house. My little cousin lives out there right now.
You know, you can see the skyline from the top of the skyscrapers that I was working at. I just took the elevator to the top, and I was able to look.
But this is after, you know what I'm saying? You've accomplished something great by actually hiking the mountain. Yeah.
Do you know?
You get to the top, you've accomplished something great, and it's a beautiful thing to kind of get up there and say, "Hey, I made it." You get to see the city skyline.
She don't seem like she's climbing over there.
Listen, you know, I had to climb up some stairs to get to the rooftop of the building. That's a feat, right?
Don't tell nobody else that. Don't tell nobody else that. That is ridiculous. You know, we're trying to get Crystal moving. You know, 2 months ago, she said she was trying to unbig her back. You know, so that wasn't me. That's what she said.
First of all, it is still birthday month. We are not done.
Lord have mercy.
Birthday month. I will be on birthday vibes, and then when I'm done with birthday vibes, we can play that game. My daddy already done sent me some Tai Chi exercises. I was like,
oh, that's the subtle hint right there. That's the subtle hint.
It's like, get on that Tai Chi. Get on that Tai Chi. I'm like, okay.
You know what? I got something for you. I'm about to send you one of them Billy Blanks videos from back in the day.
Oh my God. I remember those.
Mike, you remember them Tybo videos from back in the day?
You know she ain't doing that. She gonna stick with Tai Chi.
Tybo, okay?
She gonna stick with Tai Chi. It's slower.
I'll tell you when this is what my daddy was like. He was like, you just need to dance, because when you dance, you don't stop. You're running, like walking a mile, running a mile, climbing, whatever it is, you do more of it when you're dancing. Because I go into a different space when I dance. So I just don't stop. I don't get tired. I just keep going, cutting up. But I'm not always dancing. I'm usually sitting here doing this. So it's facts. This is Brother Wise's fault, because he told me I needed to, got to put the work in. So I'm always sitting here putting the work in.
I also told you need an outlet too. Get out and go do something and get active. I also said that too. Take all of the advice, not just half of it.
You did.
Thank you, Tam G, for coming through with the $2 super chat. Says God was talking to me till 3 a.m. Crystal as well. Oh man, okay.
What did you tell
Papa Dot is in the building. $2 super chat says, why is the screen flashing?
It's your screen.
It's got to be you, Papa Dot. Shout out to AO coming through with 440 gems. Thank you very much. And
Pop, what you have to drink this morning?
Hey, Papa Dot said he let that go a long time ago.
Thank the Lord.
He let it go a long time ago. Shout out to Amber Young coming through. Been a member for 10 months. Hi, y'all. Much love. Woke up early and ridiculously blessed. All right, man. I'm sure Wild West somewhere smiling from seeing that. Yes. Shout out to Tam G. $10 super chat says, Stone Mountain was so close to my nana's house. We could hear the show when I was a kid. When I was a kind of Stone Mountain. Okay, when I was a kid, Stone Mountain was way better than it is now. Well, they actually do drone shows over there. When I was growing up and when I worked there, they did the laser show on the side of the mountain. And now they do the laser show and it's a drone show. So they've actually kind of increased it. The last time I was there, it was actually pretty dope. And they have 2 really nice golf courses out there. 2 really nice golf courses.
That part I would expect you to say, that the golf course.
I mean, I'm just saying they do. They have 2 really nice golf courses.
This 250th anniversary, they did the laser show, the drones, and they did the fireworks. So you had a whole big thing, because I watched it. So it was really, really good. Okay.
Yeah, that's my old stomping ground. I live close enough that I could ride a bike there pretty easily, way back in the day. This is back in the day, All righty, let's get into the show. We got to kick things off with Denver. We're going to start there. The people are complaining, about what's going on in Denver. One young lady said Denver is dying. And it just based off of what I've seen, it looks like what's going on in Denver is exactly what's also happening in Seattle and what's also happening in LA and some of these other liberal strongholds. I'm going to play this clip. There's a little bit of a collage here. I think I did get most of the language, but if there is, bear with me here. We'll start this, and then Mike, we'll give you the first word since you are our
I'm in the middle of it.
Yeah, right there in the thick of things out there. All right, hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. Let's go.
I don't know what's going on in the nearest big city to you, but Denver is dying. And I've lived in Denver most of my life, aside from moving around here and there a couple times. And I've never seen anything like what I'm seeing right now. The amount of businesses, restaurants, bars, clubs that have closed in Denver just in the last few months alone is astounding. And some of these are businesses that were doing very well. Some of them appear to be doing well and must not have been. But not only that, the downtown area of Denver, the commercial part of downtown Denver, the high-rise buildings, are almost empty. There's been studies done about it. People have talked about it in news media. And not only that, but also the apartment buildings near central Denver are half empty. And they can't get them filled even to the capacity they want to get them filled to, even running major specials. So I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure it's not just Denver. I think this is happening across the board. And I think it might be pointing toward the next collapse. You let me know what's going on in the nearest city to you if you're seeing the same things. And you can also let me know what you think might be going on. I've been following markets for years. I've been in real estate for years. I still haven't really seen anything quite like this. Maybe 2008, 2009, 2010 in certain places. But even then, this looks a little bit different. So let me know your take.
Denver just made national news in real estate, and not in a good way. And there are actually 2 headlines that came out in the past week that you need to hear, so stay with me. Number 1, we are leading the entire country in price reductions. Nearly half of all active listings in Denver right now have had to already cut their price. Home values are down nearly 10% year over year, and there are almost 10,000 active listings on the market right now. That is up 10% from last month alone. Sellers who price based on 2022 numbers are getting a hard reality check. And buyers are still being selective even with all those discounts on the table. Number 2, instead of dropping their price, a lot of those sellers are just becoming landlords instead. Denver leads the nation in what Zillow is calling accidental landlords. Almost 5% of rentals on the market right now were homes that could not sell. To put that in perspective, the national average is actually 2.3. We are more than double that. Homes are also sitting on a median of 70 days on the market, up 25% from last year. Most of all these accidental landlords say they will rent for a year but then sell. But studies show only 15 to 25% actually end up selling. So if you are a seller right now, here is what you want to know. The truth is there is no magic formula right now. Even well-priced, well-presented homes are sitting longer than they used to. But sellers who go in with realistic expectations and flexible strategy are the ones closing deals. Over 3,600 homes closed last month alone. 2 headlines, 1 city. The market does not care about what your neighbor sold for in 2022. It only cares about today, and today requires a different playbook.
Hey guys, so I keep seeing this thing where Denver's trying to keep bars open till 4 fucking a.m. 4 a.m. People can barely handle 2 fucking a.m. Why the freak trying to keep bars open till 4 a.m.? We're not Vegas. We're not Scottsdale. Like, I don't know. Like, the solution they're thinking to making downtown, like, busier and better is to keep bars open till 4. Do you realize, like, strip clubs won't really survive? Because why would you want to go to a strip club whenever you could just stay at a bar till 4 a.m. and not pay an entry fee? Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can drink till 4 a.m. at a bar. Why would I go to a strip club? Like, that's the idea I've ever heard. It actually pisses me off. Like, I don't understand. Do you know how scary shit gets around 12 a.m. like in Ballpark in Denver? Do you know how many like killings and shit goes on? Like, no, we don't need that. Like, there's dumb ass people after 12 a.m. Like, nothing good happens after midnight. Do you think I want fucking crazy ass people in my bar till 4 a.m. Denver? Like, you guys are dumb.
You're dumb.
I was surprised, you know, when she brought the strip club thing, it made me think like maybe she works at one of those types of establishments. So maybe she's concerned that it's, you know, infringing upon her money. That's kind of my thoughts. Mike, what are your thoughts? You can go with this wherever you'd like to go, but.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think that was my impression as well. That does this young lady work in a strip club? Wow, when you take a look at what's going on in Denver, and actually even bigger than Denver in Colorado, what you're seeing are the results of many years of Democratic progressive leadership and people who put in place taxes, regulations, all sorts of continual things that really inhibit businesses' ability to actually thrive. And so we've had, but I think Colorado now is the 6th most regulated state in the nation. Yeah, and businesses, you simply can't survive. So what you have happening are businesses closing. Denver used to have a very rich restaurant, downtown restaurant area and stuff, because of the fact that they put in minimum wage hikes, going from like $12 to $19. Those places are going out of business, right? You have large corporations like Palantir exiting the state because the legislature has put so much of so many regulations in place that it just has become a very business unfriendly place. And the thing that is quite often very puzzling, well, it's not really puzzling, is what I call the lefty two-step, is that what they do is they impose regulations that ultimately drive up the cost of everything. And then what they do is they point to those rich, greedy capitalists as the reason that things are absolutely bad and horrible. So, here in Colorado, as I said, one of the things that we're trying to do, at least a small group of us, is get back to a place where, we have people talking to each other and focused on the real issues that are driving what one might call economic disaster in Colorado. Get together and start to focus on issues that impact us versus on political parties or personalities. And I think that's really the critical thing, because when you take a look at those issues that 80% of us probably agree with, we can't get to those because the extremes on both sides are distorting things to the degree that people are just starting to check out. So we got to get people re-engaged. But Denver, oh my goodness, it's not good at all. I mean, when you start to take a look at the homelessness that has been allowed to accumulate over the years, it's difficult. I don't even go downtown anymore. It's because it's unsafe. It's not a desirable place to go. There's no parking, right? In any parking that you can find it's extremely expensive. And what the people, let's say the Denver City Council and the people creating the regulations in Denver are doing, they're just doing things that make it more difficult for people not only to move in and have great homes, but even to maintain the things that to maintain the homes that they have. One of the big regulations in Denver right now is if you're building a new house, well, in that new house, you have to put in the infrastructure for an electric car. Well, what if you don't want an electric car, right? And today in Colorado, I think the number is there's $125,000 in costs before you drive the first nail into a house because of regulations for state and county and local regulations. So it's absolutely out of control here in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny you mentioned Palantir. Palantir has been booming over the past probably 2 or 3 years since they won that contract, that federal contract. Yeah. And they moved in February to Florida. Oh, go figure.
They said, we're out of here. I mean, and Colorado used to be a business-friendly, absolutely great state. If you want to see some real mountains, come to Colorado, right? But it's an absolutely lovely place environmentally, but politically speaking, we have people that have been controlled over the last 12 years that have actually been driving not only businesses out of the state, but people out of the state as well.
Yeah. Well, they're also moving, Space Force out of there as well, out of that general area. I think they were
the headquarters.
The headquarters,
the headquarters. Space Force will still be here. Buckley Air Force Base here in Aurora is Space Force. It will remain here, but the headquarters.
The headquarters is actually coming out where I am. Yeah. And there was a lot of people. I actually just met a dude maybe about 2 weeks ago that just moved out here from Colorado Springs. And he worked within that. He was a contractor, but he worked with those guys. And he was like, oh yeah, our whole team, got moved, out this way. When are people going to realize that these policies do not work? When are they going to realize it? I mean, we're starting to see a trend here.
You just took
we saw it in New York City. You see what's happening in Philly. You see what's going on in Seattle. You see what's happening in Chicago. You see what's happening in LA, San Francisco. There is a trend here that when you overregulate, you overtax, and you put these crazy far left progressives in office, companies say, you know what? We can't do this. And they move to places like Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Alabama. There is a trend here. When are they going to wake up and realize and smell the coffee like, hey, this doesn't work?
Yeah, well, one of the things that, and one of the reasons I started writing was that I'm sitting here observing this stuff, my wife and I, and I'm saying to myself, why aren't people being made aware of this stuff? In Colorado, you have the Republicans who are shooting each other in the head, right? And then you have the Democrats, while the Republicans are shooting themselves in the head, they're like just running away with the farm. So I think the key thing is to get more of us out there beginning to point out what's going on and making people and helping people to understand that it's the policies, right? And the people that are creating the policies that are actually driving things to the worst place that it is right now. And I'll give you one example. Back in 2022, the legislature here in Colorado proposed a bill. Fortunately, it fell, but the bill basically said that if I got ready to sell my home, I would have to give the state the first right of refusal to buy it. And if I didn't give them that refusal, they could fine me up to $50,000. It's like, holy smoly, what the heck is that? Then the second, right, that's crazy, right? And then the second bill that was a companion bill that said that once they bought my home, they could, in the middle of our neighborhood, they could buy my home, tear it down, and put up an apartment building, right? Which then does what? It destroys the property value of the
every other home in that community.
Exactly. Yeah. So, on the one hand, what you were seeing is a leftist strategy and policy to really destroy the value of private property in essence. And the goal is to take away our ability to have our own property. And that property, of course, for me and for most people is that you grow wealth in your home and the appreciation of the value of your home. They want to destroy that.
No, you're absolutely right. The number one way that Americans generate wealth is through home ownership. And it's not even close because most people aren't invested in the market. I know up in Maryland, it didn't pass because the current governor is up for election. But I would assume that if he wins, it will come back on the ballot. They wanted to pass the exit tax. If you sell your house and leave the state, they want to hit you for 16%. It didn't pass this time around, but I told my wife this was they voted on it last summer. Now, last summer they implemented the largest tax increase in state history out there in Maryland. That was the one thing that didn't pass. But I told my wife, I was like, we got to get out of here. This is insane. While we can sell this house, we got to sell it and move. We got to go.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing is that this was during the time my wife was running for the state house. And what I discovered, when she was running for city council. And what I discovered was that people that I told about, nobody actually knew that this had gone on. The public just didn't know. And every time I would tell somebody about it, they would say, what the heck? Why are they doing this? Who's doing that? And I say, that's the point. You got to understand who you're electing to office, because the people you elect office ultimately do things that could either make your life very fruitful or they can destroy it. And that's what we have in office right now in Colorado. A bunch of people that really don't care what the citizens at all want. They have their ideological agendas that they want to pursue, and they stuff it down our throats.
No, I'm with you on that one. Alex, I want to get you in on the conversation. You can go with this wherever you would like to go, but I do want to ask, and Mike, the media is in on this as well, because where are the journalists at to do their job, to say, hey, they want to, implement something like this. Where's the media at to say, hey, this is what's going on in the city?
Well, they misdirect you to the orange-haired guy or the Trump, the MAGA folks, and all that sort of stuff.
All his fault.
Yeah, it's all his fault, or all the evil right's fault, and all the
it still works.
greedy capitalists is their fault, right? There's always that misdirection. So we've got to get on our jobs of really making people aware of what's really going on and get them focused on issues versus people. Personality and people. Yep,
absolutely. Go ahead, Alex.
Thanks, Brother Wise. So, I've got a friend out in Colorado, and he told me at the end of last year that it's going to get bad because the minimum wage, I believe, this year in Denver or in the state of Colorado rose to $19.29.
It's in Denver.
Yeah, in Denver. And it's already a tourist destination. People want to go see the mountains. They want to be in the scene, go see a Nuggets game. How can you do that when you rise the minimum wage to $19.29? And I tell a lot of my other Gen Z people that are like, well, we need the government. They need to put in a minimum wage. And I always tell them, go look at an In-N-Out menu board in California and see how much a cheeseburger has risen in the last 5 years. There is a correlation between when the government gets in, manipulates the free market, and then you think that you're getting this wage, and then everything exponentially increases as well, instead of allowing the market to fairly regulate itself through open competition. And you had mentioned the houses as well, and the first right of refusal during the election. I come from like the debate sphere of social media, and during the election, one of the things Ms. Harris was trying to propose was the Down Payment Towards Equity Act. And what you were saying, Michael, when I read into this bill, and the main author of it is Miss Maxine Waters, God bless her heart. If you go look in the co-sponsors for that bill, it's Brittany Peterson, who is the rep of District 7, I believe, in Colorado, which is the Denver area. And in that, they now want to implement first right of refusal at the federal level if this bill were to pass and be signed in legislation, which is just like, how are you going to tell me who I can and can't sell my home to if I take out the loan and I'm paying the loan off? I think a lot of people don't realize how great the free market is and what capitalism really gives you. It gives you the option of choice until the government comes in there and steps in. And then they want to blame, oh, well, capitalism is failing us. Capitalism is failing us. No, the government has played into market manipulation. They've overprinted money. And now these home prices are overinflated. I'm a young 26-year-old. And I can tell you one thing, that I don't want any more of these handouts. What we need is lower taxes. We need the government to stop printing money, so that way we can bring down the prices of homes. We don't need any more of these grant programs and any more of these stimulus checks, because if we keep doing that, the houses just get overinflated. There's a reason why this $500,000 home that only has maybe 1,700 square feet to it is costing the way it does. And it's because they believe that all of these homes around it that's been appraised for that amount is justified, and it's not. It's through years and years of overprinting into the money supply that the federal government loves to do. And if we just examine the Federal Reserve pass legislation that doesn't allow for currency manipulation, then we can get back to an actual free market economy. But now everybody just wants, oh, well, Zoran gave out free groceries in New York and we get free houses. And I'm like, okay, but how are we going to pay for that? Well, everybody will just exchange their labor. Okay, so can I just give you a hug then for building me a 3-story house? Like, how exactly are we gonna get through that? But I'll land there. I just think that at this point, the government is the issue, not the solution.
Yeah, and what I would just simply add to that is government regulations that drive up the cost of building homes and things like that. For instance, in Colorado, they've driven things up so badly, but also including these legal things that inhibit what they're called defect laws, right? Where the lawyers they've driven up the price so high that I think we started out where there used to be about 30 companies that build townhomes and those sorts of starter things that people would get into. We're down to maybe 2 or 3 today because people don't want to build. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say partially too that that airport, when they had all those demonic statues, I think they're still there. I just knew something was going wrong, and it could only point to one thing, and it had to be the liberal agenda. And you know, you see all those horses the moment you walk in there, and it's like, "Hi, welcome to Denver." I'm like, "Well, when is the first flight out so I can get back to my house?"
Hey, I mean, we see it happening. The Democrat Party at this point is no longer the Democrat Party of 20 or 30 years ago. They are actually the Communist Party of America. I think they are out and overt with it at this point. They've explained and laid out what their plan is. That came out about 2 weeks ago. And at this point, I think people need to take heed to what their plans are. I mean, when you start talking about the government coming in and getting a first right of refusal, that is communism.
Yep.
That's what that is. The problem is we have entirely too many people that don't know. If you too young, but Chris Rock had he did a stand-up bit, and he was talking about, you know, he was using the N-word, but he was saying how much folks don't like to know stuff and are proud about not knowing anything. Man, I don't know nothing about none of that.
Brother Wise, you can't age me like that, man. I know about that one. You know, there's a difference between, yep, I know.
Yes.
I know exactly what
and he's
you're
like,
talking
man,
about.
folks know, they love not to know something, but the Democrats love you to not know something as well.
There you go.
Well, yeah.
There you go. Y'all just stealing all my thunder.
Go ahead, Minister Davis. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There was a commercial company, I think it was Sims Corporation. They had a slogan called "The educated consumer is our best customer." Well, for the Dems, man, an uninformed American is their best victim.
Yes.
They love people that don't know nothing. They can do whatever they want to do with them. But the sister in the video, she said, I want to know what you think is going on. She asked people what's going on. And what's going on, as you said, is the Democratic policy showing its results. And this is the results of Democratic policy. And then you said, how long is it going to take for them to come to their senses? You know, it's been happening so long and there's so much evidence. Well, yeah, you're right. And I was thinking about that when this was going on. I said, man, how long is it going to take for people to come to their senses? They have all this evidence of what Democratic policy does, and yet they still vote in Democrat. You know, it's insane. And I asked how long it's going to take for them to wake up. They call themselves woke, but they're not woke. They still sleep because they obviously aren't taking the evidence that's being presented to them by the policies and the danger of those policies. It's sad. It really is really sad. I think that it's really sad that people are so psychologically conditioned to shoot themselves in the face in order to feel good about themselves. How do you do that? How do you shoot yourself in the face? How do you destroy your life and feel good about it? I mean, that's a heck of a deception there. I mean, but as Brother Mike said, the solution is to keep this information before the people's face. And I have to add this addendum: keep it to their face in a way they can understand. You can't be intellectual with them. You got to dumb it down so where it's so clear to them what's going on that they can't miss it. That's my comment.
Yeah, and the other thing that I would say is that because I've been at least through 2 campaign cycles, one where Stephanie ran for the House here and she lost that race, but then she ran for the city council and won it. And what I picked up on is that you got to get people focused on policy, right?
Oh yeah.
Because when you
hit its solution and its results.
And its results, right? But the moment that if you can't you got to distract them away from the orange man and the political party thing, because what I notice is when you're at the door, if you ask the question, well, what party is your wife, and you say she's a Republican or whatever,
it shuts them off right away.
Right. I've had the door slammed in my face. I've had like people chasing us down the street saying, well, how can you be Republican? All kinds of crazy stuff like that. But the thing that absolutely worked almost 100% of the time is to help them to understand that I think it was George Washington in his farewell address to the nation that warned us against having political parties. At that point in time, they called them factions, right? Mm-hmm. Because he thought those factions would divide the nation.
No doubt.
And it's like that's exactly where we are right now. So we got to move beyond partisanship. Partisanship is really killing us. So we've got to move beyond that and get people focused on the actual issues that make a difference in our lives day to day.
Amen. I just want to say again, I want to emphasize that it's important to make sure you speak in a level they can understand, because a lot of one thing about why they're so effective is that they dumb down their message, and they really zero in on where people can get emotional about what they hear. Yeah. So we have to make sure that when we present our message, not only is exposing the danger of their policy, but also communicate to them the importance of that they understand what's actually happening. They have to understand it, because they can't understand it, they can't be enlightened, they can't be helped. Most people, my sister Crystal's here. Many of them were once Democrats. They got enlightened. They got red pill. At some point, they got to see what was happening. And she, like anybody that was in her situation, can tell you how she got enlightened and why that's so important.
Crystal, I'll give you the last word on this, and we're gonna keep it moving. But before that, I want to say Democrats don't run on their policies. They will not tell their constituents what their actual plans are. They run on emotionalism.
There you go.
They run on, name calling. Mike, you had mentioned they run on the ridicule of the other side, which is, what is that? Rule number 5? Am I right on that?
Number 5, Saul Alinsky, number 5.
Yeah, Saul Alinsky, rule number 5. That's how they run races. Because the reality of it is, if Democrats actually ran on their policies and actually said, hey, we're planning to do A, B, and C, X, Y, and Z, most sane people would say, oh, heck no, we can't support this. So they know, and they know that their policies are crazy. They know that their policies are wicked. They know that they're demonic. So they don't speak on the policy. They will tell you, hey, orange man's bad.
Yeah.
Hey, I know things are crumbling all around you, but it's Trump's bad, and I'm running to stop Trump.
His fault.
And people vote for it because
crazy.
They've been sensationalized, and obviously, TDS is a real thing. And honestly, I think TDS is something that it needs to be studied. Somebody needs to take some time and do a 10 or 15-year study on Trump derangement syndrome. Crystal, I'll give you the last word on this. We're gonna keep it moving.
Amen.
My brother said it because I know it. Yes. God will not be mocked. When you decided you were going to put evil into that place, then you told God, get out. We want no parts. Right. Yeah. So the fact that horse is called Lucifer, that right there tells you everything you need to know. Start off with that. You basically told God, get up out of here. We don't want you here. We got it. And because that's what y'all decided to do, this is what happens. The other side of it is my brother Wise is right that they don't run on policies, they run on feelings. But I need people to understand the one thing that I will always say over and over that I give to the progressives, the liberals, whatever you want to call them, the Democrats, they're always everywhere. Right. They're everywhere. They're always in the communities. They're always, so even if they're on emotionalism, they're running on emotionalism in the communities.
That's right.
They're having the conversations and so on and so forth. Listen, I have my own beliefs. I don't care what nobody says, because I really think Spencer Pratt is really the mayor of Los Angeles. That's just how I feel. But Spencer Pratt, like Donald Trump, so effective because the things that the Democrats do say, they would come back and be like, okay, so how's that going to work? Because this is what it's going to take for you to do this, this, and this, and this. Mayor Bass, you said that I'm going to do this. Why haven't you done it yet? Why Skid Row like this? So it's like, it's not just for us to vote red till we dead, because voting red till you're dead, you end up with rhinos. You need to figure out who's in place. That's number one. And number two, you need to have those conversations. Like, if you are running, I watched here in Georgia. Keisha Lance Bottoms, who failed as a mayor, is now in place to be. She is a Democrat nominee for governor. How do you fail as a mayor?
My goodness. And
then we need to promote you to governor. Makes no sense. And so she's talking about Rick Jackson. Now, I'm still trying to figure out who this Rick Jackson guy is. I'm still doing my work on him. He seems okay, but I'm still doing my homework on him. But at the end of the day, I hear him talking about policies while she's talking about, he's going to be Trump's favorite governor. What does that have to do with anything? Why are you telling us this? That has nothing to do with affordability. That has
no policy.
Talking about, and that is our job. When we are speaking to the people in the communities, whatever, we need to point out they're not saying anything. What are they actually going to do? Weren't they in office before? What exactly? Let me tell you what Keisha did when she was in mayor, because she said she's about small businesses. But yet, during the summer love, the small businesses were burnt down to a crisp. So tell me how she is for the small business. That is what we're supposed to do. That is what people who are running are supposed to do. That's what people in the community are supposed to do. We are supposed to speak up, because we already know most of these voters don't know anything. They don't know the three branches of government. They don't know what a policy is. They don't know who their representative is. Half of them don't even know where they're supposed to go to vote. How am I supposed to go and vote? Like, they don't know nothing. And the Democrats come in and usher all of them in. And I could tell you that because I used to work for them. I'm telling y'all, they would set up, they had like during, because I was doing a lot of it during the C-19. They were setting up rides for these people because people didn't have rides to get to go vote. They were setting up rides. They were showing up. We know, and mind you, it's nonpartisan, but they're still letting you know we're coming out to support you. And who are you voting for? Have you looked at John Ossoff? Have you looked at Warnock? That is literally what the talking point was. So they're seeing people that are coming out to the community, that's coming to help, giving rides, helping give back to school supplies and all that. And there's no red until you're dead people in there. There's only blue no matter who people in there. So they believe these are the people that are protecting them. And it's time that we start showing up, and it's time that we start speaking out, because you can't sit down here behind your little wall and say, I want something different, but you're not doing anything. And you're giving the people the red carpet to take over everything. And this is why these cities starting to look the way that they look. That is why Denver looks the way it looks. The fact that Michael just said, when he said it, it immediately took me right to New York, because that is what they were trying to do with the housing. They said, first right of refusal. And I remember New Yorkers were like, what do you mean? But that's what they're doing. And they're trying to put it everywhere. If y'all aren't paying attention, they're trying to put it everywhere, because again, they want you to own nothing and be happy.
Oh yeah. Oh, Agenda 2030 is real.
Yeah, and they're experts at distracting you, and they have you looking over here and looking at that and looking at all sorts of stuff, while they're actually passing legislations, putting in rules and regulations that's intended to actually hurt you. For instance, if you take a look at Mandami, right, or the mayor out in Seattle, or Ricky, what's her name in Virginia, right? They all talk about, we're doing what we do for the workers. But then when you look at their policies,
killing the workers.
How can you be for the workers when you're driving businesses out of businesses and out of your states?
That's right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Just the opposite.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. This is super text. Keep it moving. I'll go for it, Minister. I'll give you I'll go for it.
I was just gonna say that I find it crazy too, with respect to the fact that you were talking about the fact that they don't really have policies. Like my sister said, all the policy is anti-Trump. That's all they're gonna run on. Like,
Yeah.
what is that gonna tell you? And then, you know, it's free house, free grocery store, free daycare, free. Money does not grow on trees. That was something my parents told me and instilled in me at a very early age. You know, I wanted a toy from Toys R Us at the time. Thank goodness I was able to experience that. Yep, before they closed them all down. And they were like, well, how did you earn this? What did you do to work for it? You know, and so if we had to learn that lesson, that money doesn't grow on trees and you can't just print money out of thin air. Where are they getting all this money to give everybody free? You know, so I'm just gonna end there, because if we have to play by those rules, so does the government.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, we need a media arm. There's a few of them out there. I think Newsmax is really starting to they're really starting to get some traction, but we need a real media, you know, apparatus that will actually do the job of getting an understanding of what's going on in these cities and reporting it to the people. That's the problem right there. The Democrat Party is the only group of people that can fail forward. You don't see other folks fail forward like them. You know, they'll start off at, you know, some lowly city council, and before you know it, you know, they're the governor of a state or something, or at least running for it anyway, or running for president. You know, and it's just crazy how that works, man. It's crazy. Let me read some super chats. We'll keep it moving. Shout out to TMG coming here with the $10 super chat. Says Stone Mountain was so close to my nana's house, we could hear the show. I think I'm ready. Thank you, TMG. Shout out to M. Wilcher with the 350 gems. Thank you very much. Tam coming through, $5 super chat, says, fun fact about Stone Mountain, my great-grandfather on my nana's side was one of the 3 people that found Stone Mountain before they did the shows. Oh, cool. Shout out to Kirsten, says, was in Denver back in May in the restaurants downtown make you pay an employee benefits tax on your check. That's interesting. I've never heard of that one before. That's interesting. Shout out to Daniel Manning coming through, $5 super chat, says, how's the hemp Mary Jane business? Good, huh? That's the problem. That good Chiba.
That is so true.
Well, speaking of that, the revenue is actually down on that stuff because the legal stuff is flourishing. So the whole legalization of marijuana has only grown the legal business. Because people don't want their name in the system and things of that nature, and it's just, you know, opened it up for the black market, you know, which is
can't give apartments away and can't get rich off of marijuana.
Go figure. Shout out to TMG gifting 10 more ARP family memberships. If you receive one of those, make sure you show TMG some love. And shout out to TMG gifting 5 CBL memberships. Shout out to you, TMG. Thank you so much. Thank you, TMG, for the $2 super chat. Says, I love you, my sister in Christ, Crystal. All right. Amen. Thank you to Smetty in the building. $5 super chat says, thanks to all on the panel. Bright young man Alex is. # make God great again.
Thank God.
That's what I'm talking about
Amen.
right now.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Tate. $5 super chat says, many people's retirement plans are tied into the value of their homes. The government has no business being involved. Do not covet and take from others. Yes, Miss Tate. Yes, Miss Tate. Well, I mean, I also think that in this day and age of information, you need to get into the market. I think still right now, majority of people are not invested in the market outside of their 401k. And historically, if you look at the market in comparison to home ownership, you know, when you compare, you know, inflation of homes in comparison to the increase in inflation of the market, it's actually trended higher. You'd almost be better off investing in the market than actually owning a home, especially when you think about, you know, all the other stuff that comes with owning a home. You know, those, you know, just out of nowhere issues that come up, your roof leaking, your HVAC unit going up, and Lord knows I dealt with that, you know.
Yep.
You know, I dealt with that, you know, in my old house. It was like a 6-month span, and I had, you know, a roof leak, HVAC went up, water heater went up, all in about a 6-month time span. And if you have ever had to buy a roof for a house, and the thing is that when it's leaking, you got to get it fixed. There's no patching that thing up. No, you need to go on and take care of that, because, you know, it could be a problem, you know. So the challenges of being a homeowner, I'm not knocking it, but at the same time, you know, if if I had to choose between being a homeowner and just taking that money that I would have invested in a home into the market, I would choose the market. I ain't gonna say I would. I have chosen the market at this point. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Allen Out Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says there will be one or more DSA candidates on the stage for Dems in 2028. And as with Mom Dummy, all they will offer is free fest, and they will do well. Well, there's gonna be people like the 5 of us up here, and the 2 other people that are normally up here with us. We'll be yelling and screaming from the rooftops. Don't trust them. Don't trust them.
Yeah. And then when they put us in a camp, we'll all be next to each other together. I think it'll be a good gang. We'll tough it out.
Hey, that's why you gotta move to the South. You gotta move to the free states, man, while you can. Before they, because I mean, think about this. If they're willing to implement an exit tax on selling your house, the next step is just to not let you leave.
What else?
That's the next step.
That's right.
Now you can't leave.
Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like East and West Germany during the Berlin Wall. That's what that literally sounds like when because they stopped them from leaving East Germany, because East Germany was the communist side, West Germany was capitalist, and the people kept running to that side,
trying to get on that side. Until they willing to risk their lives to get over there. While we still have free movement in this country. Now I know Minister Danzorno y'all gonna stay and fight. God bless you, and we'll be praying from a distance.
As long as we can.
I had to get him out of there.
We'll pray from a distance.
I had to go.
But why? You're famous for saying when people tell you who they are, believe them.
Yes, true.
And we need to understand that. Listen, if you let these people get in power, especially after they had to endure the Trump administration, they're gonna go crazy. They're gonna go crazy. They're gonna pull all stuff. They're gonna try to keep it no matter what. So we better not let these crazy folk get back in power. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you there. I'm with you there. Thank you. Thankfully, each state, to an extent, has its own sovereignty to an extent. Thankfully. I mean, when you look at
they get power, because remember these people are crazy.
Well, I mean, you look at what the DSA would like to do. Yeah, they would definitely like to, take that away for sure. But when you look at the top 5 states where businesses are moving to, 4 out of the 5 are red states, and they're the only one, I guess, North Carolina is considered more of a purple state, but a lot of companies are moving down to North Carolina, especially that Charlotte, Raleigh-Durham area. But everything else is Florida, Texas, Tennessee, Georgia. That's why down there in Crystal, y'all can't let Keisha Lance Bottoms get in office down there, man. Y'all can't let her do
it. Between me, Linda B, April, we gonna use our platform so let everybody know you better not.
Amen.
Yeah, please don't do it. Please don't do it. Shout out to Hunter coming through with the $10 super chat, says, envision the economy is a free-flowing river. Government is the beaver that dams it up and starves everyone downstream. Get the beaver out of the river. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Denver. Thank you, Hunter. Shout out to Jeff once again. $11 super chat says, I'll take it a step further. Look for at least one avowed non-believer on the stage as well. It's not hard to imagine it. Okay. Is it? Got you. All righty. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Shout out to Leo Girl, 200 gems. Thank you so much. Thank you to Karen coming through with the $10 super chat, says, God bless you, Alex. You give me hope that Gen Z is not all crazy and clueless.
Look, I'll own the Gen Z title today. I tried to slide in the Zillennial, so I'm not like all Gen Z, but it's tough, man.
It's just own it, man. It's okay. Own it. You're a Gen Z. So is Hunter. Hunter's a Gen Zer as well. Shout out to you guys, man. We need more young people like this. Seriously. Millennials got to fend for themselves. Shout out to he says, ARP is the only place that talks about issues that affects us all in real time. Nobody else is talking about this. Man, thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's awesome. Thank you, Miss Karen. Yeah, we got a few youngins over here. I know when I went to the Republicans men meeting about 2 weeks ago at this point, man, maybe 2 weeks ago, and there were a bunch of young people in there. I was I was surprised, but I was very happy to see that there were young men, you know, in there. And when I say young, I'm talking about these are, you know, 19, 20-year-old individuals.
Wow. Yeah.
There was one kid, I think, that just graduated high school recently that was there. Now, mind you, this meeting, you got to be there at 7 o'clock in the morning. So the fact that they were up on a Saturday morning to come and be a part of this meeting, I was very, very, very pleasantly surprised. I'm like, that's what we need. We need more young men getting involved.
We better train
early, and they need to be trained up. Absolutely. So it was really, really, really cool to see. Shout out to Speak Your Voice First coming through with the 2 gems.
Hey,
thank you so much, sister. Appreciate you. Thank you to Minnie Jr. coming through. $5 super chat said, let's go. Opening the doors to other platforms. All right now. Shout out to Minnie Jr. again with the 200 gems. Appreciate you. Shout out to Jeff. It's Not Your Fault. Allen Recovery Channel. $11 super chat says, remember Kamala platform in 2024, I guess. Trump a Nazi, and she will continue Joe's policies.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't plan on changing anything.
Nothing.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff once again. $11 super chat says, if I had a son, he would look like Alex.
Thank you.
Just crazy, man.
Love me some Jeff.
Oh man. Shout out to Maga Meg coming through with the 100 gems. Thank you so much, Maga Meg. And shout out to AT. Appreciate you, brother. Garden Project Radio with the $5 super chat says, be cautious giving Slayer too much credit. It goes to the head of the young. Love you, young sir. Be careful with Crystal on the panel. See, you know, after Alex getting all this daggone love, here comes AT with the negativity.
Always
trying to spur something.
Always.
He ain't that busy, is he?
Yeah, he ain't that daggone busy.
Alex is always on top of his stuff, and he knows if he ever got outside of it, I was gonna fly to him and punch him in his throat. He already knows. You know how much I love him, but I would fly out just to punch him in the throat. Like
I think picking on Crystal is his therapy.
This is baby brother, so I gotta make sure my baby brother's good.
My sister does not play. I knew from day one that she would probably be the reason why I would most likely meet my maker early. So.
Lord have mercy. Crystal, tell us how you really feel. We got guests here, and y'all are rough, man. Y'all are rough. I'd hate to see, you know, how y'all do enemies, man. Goodness gracious.
Family, boy.
The way y'all do people that you love, I hate to see the way y'all treat enemies. Goodness gracious.
Friends are for.
Oh, man. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
There's a change in the air. The world might have lost its way. It wanders in confusion, but a better path is near. With so many believers seeking community, it's time to lend a hand. With everything vying for the attention of the lost, it's time to seek the truth. We don't always keep sight of our path. When you lose direction, when the noise of the world is overbearing, a faithful hand is near. While the rest of the nation kneels before evil, we stand together.
His
Alrighty, welcome back. I want to let you guys know that today's show is brought to you by The Garden Project. If you're looking for a stronger Christian community rooted in purpose and truth, learn more today at thegardenproject.com. And if you choose to join, please make sure you use thegardenproject.com/ARP, thegardenproject.com/ARP. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. We'll get it over to the appropriate individuals. If I'm not mistaken, Minister Danzels is one of those appropriate individuals that would be more than happy to answer your questions. And also, obviously, we'll get you in touch with our brother AT as well. Thank you guys so much. So let's keep it moving.
Brother Wise, can I interject real quick?
Yeah,
because
go for it.
People are still saying, you guys, until you see Brother Wise say it's time for gutter money, you still have time to vote. Because I see people like, I didn't get to vote yet. You still have time.
You
And
still
I'm
got time.
calculating. I'm calculating as the show is going on. When y'all see me like looking all over the place, it's because I'm still calculating. So please feel free to go ahead and get your vote in.
Folks love that gutter bunny of the week. And the sad part about it is so
baby.
many messages like, you need to throw another one for all the above. I'm like, it's difficult enough to choose the
Thank
4.
you.
He sent me 6 or 7 people to look at it. I'm like, I could have thought I could actually added 2 more to that list as well.
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
difficult. So if it's difficult on us just to give y'all 4, hey, we're going to make it difficult on you all to choose one of the 4. Okay.
Exactly.
There will not be in all the above. There will not be in all the above. Okay.
Right. Because we know they already are all the above. That's how they got to be a gutter bunny.
That's why they're on the list. Exactly.
Right.
We know they're gutter bunnies. We're just looking for the gutter bunny of the week. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
man.
Shout out to Lori coming through with the 1,000 gems. Thank you so much, Lori. We'll appreciate your support. We'll appreciate you. Thank you very much. All righty. Let's keep it moving. I don't want to spend too much time here, but I ran across this young lady on Insta, and she was onto something, man. I think a lot of the young ladies would probably be upset with her, especially the ones of the liberal persuasion. But I want to play this clip for you guys. And Crystal, we'll give you the first word. And then again, I asked that you be quick, but don't hurry. You know what? Be quick and hurry, because I know you guys. I know y'all. I know y'all.
Tearing apart this country with the help of a.
There we go.
Women are tearing apart this country with the help of a dangerous ally. Weak men. We always call out men for being too aggressive, too violent, or too predatory, aren't we? But nobody ever talks about women's main problems. Their emotions running wild and destroying everything when there's no one to put them in check. You think I'm exaggerating? Look what's happening with all of the criminals who commit crime after crime and get let free by female judges. Look at what's happening with confused preteens or teenagers getting mutilating surgeries and hormone blockers. And how about teachers pushing toxic agenda on little kids? And it's mostly women driving this nonsense, and men are to blame too for being so weak and passive and not putting a stop to it. We've lost the sacred balance that we so desperately need. We have lost our polarity. Men are supposed to be strong and steady enough to set limits and protect against this kind of destructive emotional chaos. Without that, everything falls apart. Feminist women, you got exactly what you wanted. No husbands, no kids, girl boss energy, and corporate jobs. How's that working for you? You're probably alone, unhappy, miserable, and on a cocktail of pills. Weak men let this happen, so strong men need to fix it. It's time to stand up and bring back that balance before this country goes over the edge. Restoring polarity is the only way that we can thrive.
I can't argue with her. I love everything that she said. You know, I love a man that could tell me no, because I need a man, a strong man that can tell me no. Because I don't want you to be weak and be like, it's okay. No. If I'm getting out of hand, I need you to get a hold of me and be like, I said no. Oh, okay, baby, I got you. This is the thing. That is what you're seeing today is soy boy Adam energy. This is what I always told y'all. Adam and Eve. Everyone loves to sit down there and say, well, it's Eve's fault. It's Eve's fault. Actually, it's Adam's fault, because Adam was soy boy Adam. God gave Adam clear instructions. Adam chose not to listen to the clear instructions and stop his wife. He sat there and he turned around and he said, Lord, it's the woman that you gave me. You could have slapped that fruit right up out her hand. That's all you had to do. You could have said, baby, stop talking to this serpent. Let's go. He didn't do it. And so what you see today is just the soy boy Adam energy just following all the way through. The word says, exactly, thank you. The word says that there'll be a time in Isaiah, it talks about where children will oppress the nation and women will rule. And people don't understand that was a curse. That was not a blessing. That was a curse. When children, and that's what you're seeing right now, women are ruling and children are oppressing the nation. Look at every teen takeover that you see. It's these children that is oppressing the nation. I need men to grow some cojones, okay? Grow some cojones and get to work. These women are crazy, okay? I'm trying to find nice words. I'm trying to be nice. And I want y'all to also know, on a serious side, this is part of the series that I'll be doing in this that I'm dropping starting today. It's from the Marco Rubio report, the Cuban report on communism, and what was their plan in from Fidel Castro. I'm breaking it down in series. So first is religion, then it's racism, then it's education and things like that. But one of the sections is feminism, because feminism came out of that same ideology. That feminism movement, they curated it over there and then they brought it to America, because the plan was for America to turn against itself. And that's literally what we're seeing right now. America is turning against itself because the women are doing this, the children want to do this. No one is falling in line with biblical worldview, biblical ideology. They've taken on that communist ideology. And this is what we're seeing. So all these women that keep getting in power, and people are saying, yeah, let's go, queen boss. That's what I'm talking about. These women are destroying the society. Now I know people are gonna be like, but Christy, you're a woman. Yes, but I am a Christian first. And that's the difference. That's what people don't realize. There's a difference between when you know that your identity is first and foremost in Jesus Christ, then you move very differently than someone that identifies first as a woman, or first identifies as Black, or first identifies anything else. If you don't identify as a Christian first and foremost, then you have no room to talk in this conversation. I need women to take a seat. I need women to shut your mouth, because I'm going to tell y'all the real conversation for all of those that wonder how the boss chicks are feeling behind closed doors. Most of these boss chicks are regretting their decisions. As far as the feminist ones, I'm specifically talking about the ones that are out here and they're boss chicks and they got money, they got status, but they are sad because they don't have a man to come home to. They're sad because they don't have children. They are sad because they made these decisions and now no one wants to deal with them, because usually they are a nightmare to deal with, because they sit down there and tell men, good men like the men that are on this panel, we don't need you. That's what they tell me. So that is what I have. I'm keeping it quick and hurrying for Brother Wise. So
God
there
bless
you go.
you.
God bless you, sister. And I appreciate the young lady. When I saw it, I was like, you know what? She's on to something. But again, it goes back to it's men. And we've created a society, and I can't say we, because I think it's the generation before us, or at least before me, that has created this society. And you look at this feminist movement, which has shown itself to be one of the most, wicked and demonic movements that we've probably seen in this country, to be honest with you, especially when you look at what they champion, the destruction of the family. And it's very difficult to have strong communities without strong families. And now you look at our country where, pretty much in every demographic, obviously, when you look at the quote unquote Black community, as kind of being the test dummy, the test case, the guinea pig, but it has now spread through every demographic in this country, except for the Indians, because they don't do that. They don't get down like that. They still believe in family. We're also seeing it with the Hispanics as well. They still believe in family. But overall, you're seeing us going in a direction that's, going to lead to our demise. And we're seeing it happen. And a lot of it has to do with men being weak and, capitulating to things that they knew didn't make sense. But they decided, you know what, we'll go with it anyway. I am convinced, and somebody can, I guess challenge it, but I am convinced that what we are experiencing and what we have experienced over the better part of 60 years or so has already been tried. They've tried this before, maybe 1,000 years ago. And they realized like, this doesn't work. And that's why for many years, societies had strong reins on women for a very long time. And, but when people forget history, it's doomed to repeat itself, all over again. So here we are, fast forward 2026. And, we're not going in a positive direction. We're actually continuing to get worse. because we're living under, this curse. And you still have more and more people that are saying we need more women in these positions. We need more, men need to step aside. It's not working. It's not working, and we just need to be honest and say, hey, this doesn't work.
Brother Wise, you can go look at Zechariah for that. You just said if they've ever tried it in history. If you read through Zechariah, and it talks about when the women were ruling, and this is why Israel was being punished, because the women were ruling, and they set it on a course that it should have never been on.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Minister Denzel, we'll give you the next word.
Well, in the words of the Isley brothers, who's that lady? I want to know who she is. Amen. Because
hold on, minister. Hold on. Did you teach Ron Isley how to sing, minister? But you want to tell him how to sing?
Stop it. I mean, it's really important to hear women say things like that, because she's spot on. She's right on target. There's no question about it that women who, and again, it's not all women. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We got some good women. Sister Crystal's here. We got some good women out there who know what they're doing. But there's far too many women who are actually operating on emotions, and they're on public platforms. And that's a dangerous combination. And somebody need to tell them to shut up and sit down. And you can't get that without a good man, a strong man. And Crystal is right. The Bible makes it very clear that when a woman dominates a society, that's a sign of God's curse on that society. So we need to recognize this. And again, this is not against women. Women have their place, but God created the human system in a way that he wanted it. And when a man takes his place properly, then things go well. When a man does not take his place properly, all hell is a result. Now, it was Adam failing, as Sister Crystal said, it was his failure that got us all into this mess. You have to understand that. That one man decided he was going to submit to what the woman was saying that got us in all this mess. This mess. Just read Romans. Read Romans. It's there. It's very clear. And wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men for all that sin. So I thank God for the sister opening up her mouth. She didn't have a ring on her finger. Your brothers better get her. You better get her. Better get that good woman. She don't have a ring on her finger. You better get that good woman, because she have her head screwed on. All right. Apparently, we need more of them speaking out. Thank God.
And Mike, we'll give you the next word.
Yeah, when I look at this, God created man and woman as partners, right? So one of the things that you observe, and it's real easy to see, when a woman takes the position of she's over a man, she's against men, that's a clear signal that she's from her father Satan, not from God. That is not a godly thing. That is not about order. It's about disorder. And the thing that I see when I look at these Black Lives Matters movement and stuff, what that was started by a bunch of leftist Marxist women, right? When you see the people marching in the street, there's a whole bunch of women, right, leading that. And but while they're leading it, it's like, where the heck are the men? Right? We're sitting back and too afraid of making the women angry or something, right? But men have to stand up and take their role as principal leaders. And it's not about patriarchy. It's about standing and being strong. We all have different roles. And every now and then you might have a woman that's stronger than me, the man. That's perfectly fine. But the fact of the matter is that men and women are supposed to work in partnership to make the world a better place, to be all that God wants it to be in us. So yeah, I just say that women that demonstrate a tendency to want to rule over men and denigrate men are the ones that you got to watch out for and make sure that they don't achieve any sort of level of power.
Alex, we'll give you the last word. We're going to keep it moving. You're muted. I got you.
Oh, thank you so much, Brother Wise. I can tell you from my generation, there are so many radical feminist women that are pushing this agenda that I don't even think it's right to call them feminists. They're misandrist at this point. They just don't like men. And when there's that sort of like disorder of like a man trying to lead the position, it's almost as if, you know, you're doing things opposite. You are going to cause the natural order of like the way God intended things to work, and it's going to cause division. It's going to cause chaos. It doesn't mean like, you know, nobody's listening to women, but they've taken it so far now where it's like, I don't even know where, like, some of these new styles and new things that they're talking about, okay, men need to learn how to do an X, Y, and Z and understand the female anatomy and go do this and that. I'm like,
Get in touch with their feminine nature, right?
Right. And so, you know, it just gets to the point where you got to jump off the crazy train with these and call it out what it is. It is misandry. So that's my take on the thing right there, but I'll leave it there.
No, you're absolutely right. It is misandry, but it's demonic. Let's just call it what it is. And a lot of these people that push this, they're anti-God. I mean, but at this point, I think when you see these things, a lot of what they're pushing is antithetical, you know, to the word of God, because they understand that, you know, you get some people out there that they would say, oh, you know, the Bible, it's not real. You know, this isn't real. But then you always got something to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can point back to the book, as Crystal did, as Minister Danzel has done, as so many people on this platform. We talk about what's going on, and we just point right back to the word. So like nothing new under the sun.
Nope.
You know, we just point right back to the word. Everything that is happening has happened already. And there is a place that you can see it, and it's been written about already. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we're going to read some chats and we're going to keep it moving. Let's see here. Shout out to Couture Leotards. Okay, $20 super chat says, yes, please set an auto pay to a brokerage account. Start with ETFs already diversified. Read the prospectus, the offering. Look for S&P 500 low-cost index funds and short-term treasury bonds, $50 to $100 a check. Buy and hold. Oh man, this young lady right here, she knows what she's talking about. Mm-hmm. People always ask me, you know, what should I get into stock-wise? Just ETFs. Don't go and purchase. You know, you don't need to worry about all the individual stocks unless you just want to do that research. But I'd say ETFs, man. You know, that's a good place to go. Can't go wrong there. Shout out to Lori Conley coming through with 1,000 gems. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Alan, I'm Recovery Channel. $11 super chat says, have you noticed you've never seen Maxine Waters and Eve in the same room? She that old. Could be.
He's a comedian.
Jeff's crazy. I'm telling you, Jeff's crazy. Shout out to Jim Odie coming through. $2 super chat says, yesterday's language hit Crystal cojones. Shout out to Godservatively LaShawn with the 2 gems. Thank you very much, sister. Appreciate your support. Shout out to Henry coming through with the $20 super chat says, love watching. Unfortunately, it is the replay most of the time. I have a 5-day, 40-hour work week. Sometimes OT is tossed in there. Hey, go get that money, man.
That's right.
During my downtime, there's the honey-do list. So just saying, oh man, I can't stand a honey-do list. Don't give me no honey-do list. It ain't gonna get done.
And you won't be honey.
I'm lazy. Or I'll just find somebody, I'll pay somebody to do the honey-do list. Like,
that'll work. That'll work.
Yeah, just, you know, I can't stand a honey-do list. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $5 super chat says, boss hands have money, status, and prescriptions with the letter Z in it. Crystal being mean and right respectfully. That is crazy right there. Money, status, and prescriptions.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Shout out to Jim Odie coming through. Been a member for 4 months. Appreciate you. Minister Danzel dipped back in his Isley Brothers bag. Love it.
Oh my
We
goodness.
need to check these boss girls. Leave them alone. Maybe they will get the message. I'm with you on that one, Jim Odie. I would not date someone that would consider themselves a boss chick. I wouldn't do it. I'd steer. Those are red flags. Steer clear.
Right. And they usually can't hide it.
No, they can't. Not for long anyway. They might be able to, a date or two, but eventually it's going to come out. Just wait. Just wait. Like I said, and then when people show you who they are, believe them. I just tell my kids and a couple of folks I do know that are single. I'm like, hey, when you see the first red flag, run, because I promise you, when you see the first one, there's more to come behind it. The problem is we get so enamored, with beauty and all these other types of things, and Lord knows, don't jump in the hay with such said individual, because you will ignore those red flags. I think that's what happened with Adam. Adam, he got a taste and he was like, you know what? I can tolerate this foolishness. The last thing I want to do. That's why he was like, it was that woman you gave me, because hey, what we do know, I mean, we've seen it over the better part of a year. How many men have fallen hard because of, dealing with women in a way that they shouldn't be dealing with them? There is a reason why they said, guys, abstain. Don't do this until you make this woman your wife. Because they knew that once you go there, you will ignore a whole bunch of foolishness.
You can't sleep clearly.
And we've seen it. How many times, how many men have we watched over the past year? I mean, we could probably go back and probably name off 1,000 dudes, that have fallen because of this. But just over the past year, you could I can name 5 off the top of my head right now.
Me too.
Adam was the first man and a woman got him. Samson was the strongest man and a woman got him. Solomon was the wisest man and a woman got him. Don't mess around with them women, man. Take your stand.
The list goes on, man. And that's why, guys you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful.
Come on. Man up.
Seriously. Thank you to Dion coming through with 2 gems, man. Appreciate the support. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. I want to play this couple little clips here from Elon. He did an interview with a super liberal individual out of the UK, and I want to play this, for you guys and get your thoughts, on this. And, Mike, we'll give you the first word. You can go with it wherever you'd like to go when we come back.
Populist right, but the far right, in fact, very fringe parties in some countries.
No, I support the normal people.
Okay.
What do you call the far right? Falsely.
You think is the normal person? Okay.
Yes. Literally, you could go back 10 or 15 years, and these policies were completely normal. In fact, one of the tricks that I think is funny. One of the things that's quite funny is to take a speech from Obama and Hillary, and then go to someone and say, who's sort of on the sort of what I call the lunatic left, and say, what do you think of the speech by Trump? I'm like, oh wow, he's the worst person ever. Actually, that was a speech by Obama, or actually, that was a speech by Hillary.
I agree. No, I agree that the center of gravity in this country has shifted. Certainly, the Democratic Party shifted to the left. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people like Rupert Lowe. I'm
fringe
talking
right,
about
please.
People.
It's actually just normal people. It's just normal people. It's just normal people. And and here are the principles. And tell me which of these sound terrible. That we should have secure borders. That we should have safe cities. That we should have sensible spending. Which of those 3 are far right fringe? And I would like to just admonish you and the media for the absurd characterization of the far right. It is false and misleading and nonsense. Please keep this part in.
We'll keep all of this in, but let me
Don't cut this part.
I think we got to have tough conditions. Tell people to come out of the shadows. If they've committed a crime, deport them. No questions asked. They're gone. If they've been working and are law-abiding, we should say, here are the conditions for you staying. You have to pay a stiff fine because you came here illegally. You have to pay back taxes, and you have to try to learn English, and you have to wait in line.
What's going to happen is you are going to pay a significant fine. You are going to learn English. You are going to go to the back of the line so that you don't get ahead of somebody who was in Mexico City applying legally. I think the American people, they appreciate and believe in immigration. But they can't have a situation where you just have 500,000 people pouring over the border without any kind of mechanism to control it.
We all in this body, and I know I can speak very firmly for the Democrats, support strong border control. And it must be part, and the first part, of any comprehensive immigration reform.
Illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. Until the American people are convinced that we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we will make no progress in dealing with the millions of illegal immigrants who are here now and on rationalizing our system of legal immigration.
Well, first of all, I do pay a lot of tax. In fact, I set a record for the most amount of taxes ever paid by a human.
That's also because you're the world's richest man.
Well, even before that. So my guess is that I will pay many trillions in tax, and I'm fine with that. That's just the way it's going to be. But I don't think in a future where money is relevant, I think taxation also in the taxes that I pay. I mean, I'll so for my stock options, I pay 40% income tax on a national basis, and then because I spend, I don't know, about 30% of my time in California, thereabouts, I pay another sort of roughly a third of the California state taxes, which are now around 15%. So I pay about 45% in taxes, just so people know this. I don't know. So roughly half. Mm. Then when I die, there'll be another sort of 45%, roughly half that will be taxed. So at the end of the day, I'll have a quarter of whatever I have. But I think the only thing it gives me is that for some period of time, I would have control of the direction of the companies. So it's not, that's pretty much what it gets me. And until I guess the AI is so smart that it's in charge. And at that point, controlling companies won't really matter. Nonsense.
Wow, there's a lot in those videos that we saw, and so it's difficult to tell where to start. But let's start here. One of the things that I think you'll pick up on right away is like that whole sequence where you had Hillary and Obama and the other politicians basically saying things that we all would agree with. Right. Well, they say that, but they say that because that's what they thought they needed to say to acquire power. And once they're in power, what happens is they shift to totally the opposite thing. Right. That's one observation. The second one is the media and the interview there with Elon. What you notice is that the media person is attempting to spin a narrative and substitute what I call, there's this practice that I'm working on this idea called belief substitution, right? The media uses its power position as a way of perpetuating a false narrative, right? And in this particular case, what you have is Elon, and we need more people that can communicate and push back on this nonsense. If you take a look at the issue that she's pushing is, Elon, you don't pay your fair share. Come on, Elon, pay your fair share. But if you ever ask any of them, well, what is the fair share? You never get an answer, right? There's no answer to the fair share. When you take a look at how our system works, it's like the guy that has the resources to invest money in creating business. Well, that person who receives any income from that business is going to pay taxes. The business is going to pay taxes. The people that he hires actually will pay taxes, right? He also pays on that business not only income tax, but payroll tax and a variety of other taxes. People don't understand that it's literally the people with the capital resource, the capitalists, if you will, they actually create almost all of the income that the government receives to provide services, roads, and everything else. So the whole notion of fair share, them not paying their fair share, is just poppycock. But again, it's used to create this division, this sense of jealousy. You know, rich people are evil and greedy. Of course, we all know that there are poor people that are greedy as well, right? Greed is not a rich or poor or black or white thing. It's just the nature of men. Some of us overcome that. Those of us who follow our Lord Jesus Christ and understand what being a Christian is all about, we finally get into understanding that, God has given us the gift of thought, or our physical ability to be able to go out and accomplish things and create value for our families and our communities. But the left, the media, wants to spin that as if you've got any talents that allows you to create and generate any degree of wealth, you're evil, right? Profit is evil. And so, so those things, the politicians switching, and I always tell people, I'm thinking about writing an op-ed that is called the Marxist Translator, right? So people can understand when a leftist or a progressive says one thing, here's what they actually mean, right? Democratic Socialists of America means communists.
Yes.
It's like, so, and I don't see how people don't see that these days, but it's so obvious. Nothing that these people say they want to do they actually intend to do, and they always base what they want to do on this compassionate thing, but their compassion ultimately ends up killing people and destroying wealth. And their desire to make everything equal is like the desire to make us all equally poor, right? While there's some small group of them consuming what is left. So anyway, that's part of
you're absolutely right, Mike. That is the plan. That is the plan, to usher in communism, to where you have a 1% elite and government officials have all the resources and control, and the rest of us are basically slaves to the system. That is what they want.
Yeah.
Last time I checked, and I've said this a multitude of times on this platform, poor people do not employ folks. The other thing is that poor people don't typically pay taxes.
No.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe it's you make 90K or more. Anybody that makes 90K or more, they pay somewhere along the lines of about 85% of the taxes or so, something along those lines, give or take a percentage or two. So I don't understand it. I don't understand the thinking that, hey, somebody is smart, they create a business, they, invest their own resources, they take the risk to do so.
There you go.
They take the risk. People don't understand, because everybody talks about the Elons of the world. Nobody talks about the 95% of people that tried this and failed and lost everything. Nobody ever talks and discusses those people.
Yep.
They never discuss those. No one starts a business to not turn a profit either. And, I worked in staffing for a long time, and I don't think people, Mike, you're absolutely right. I don't think people understand what it actually costs to have an employee.
Yeah.
Each person that you hire, we called it a burden, which means that there's payroll taxes. You paid their half of the FICA, their half of the Medicaid. People do not understand that there is a large percentage, and typically that's about an additional 16 to, depending on what state you're in, 16 to 20% additional resources that has to go to each employee that you hire. Now, if you own a business and you're kind of self-employed, you pay that self-employment tax, which I think is 15%. It could be a little more depending on where you are in the country, but the company pays half of that for you. If you are an employee, you pay half, the company pays half. I don't think people understand that. You got so many people that are upset, and it's a covetousness mindset. Crystal talks about this all the time. People are coveting what other people have instead of being happy with what they have. That comparison, is the thief of joy. That covetousness, coveting what somebody else, snatches your joy away because you're too concerned with what someone else has. instead of being thankful for what the Lord has blessed you with. And this lie, you know, that they come out and that they've sold a lot of young people is that, hey, if we just tax and take everything from the people up top, you know, we'll redistribute the wealth back to you. Everywhere they've tried this, it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked, and it has never worked, because people are inherently evil. That means that you are trusting that people are going to do the right thing. And what we know, they can't do the right thing with the resources that they're receiving now. Could you imagine them giving them more? What do you think they would do with it? Go ahead, Minister Dancer.
Hey, listen, mine's gonna be really short, man. I think that young lady, that lady that was interviewing Elon, she may be getting a pink slip because she did not interrupt him every 2 seconds when he started nailing her. You know, normally that's their policy, right? You know,
yeah. Hey, soon as you start making a valid point or start talking some sense, they cut you off and try to redirect you.
So she messed up big time. So she may not be there long. The second thing is that it's wonderful to see detailed receipts of the Democrats and how they speak out of both sides of their mouth whenever it's convenient for them. This is something that we have to keep before the people, because that is one of the most incriminating evidences that these people don't really care about nobody. They have an agenda, they have a game they're running. And when you expose the game by showing them how they really talk and what they say 1 minute and what they say the next minute, you know, how do you trust somebody like this? How do you even know what they're really all about? When we keep that before them, it diminishes their credibility. And I think that we have to do that as a people.
Yeah. Alex?
Yeah, I would say, man, to be honest with you, that is the Democratic motto. I want to join in on Brother Michael and help his Rosetta Stone dreams out, because I definitely gotta get in on that action, because listen, the Democrats will talk about, oh, they got to pay their fair share. Elon Musk is one of Trump's buddies. He's a greedy capitalist. He's not paying his fair share. But these are the same Democrats that gave him all of the EV tax credits. So it's like, how are you going to say that he needs to pay more taxes when you gave him the tax credits to begin with? You know, they'll talk a big game and then talk about, you know, okay, well, the way to reform this is through democratic socialism. No, there is no such thing as democratic socialism, whatever fancy way you want to dress this up as. You are a socialist and then you become a communist. And it is a very fast step to the communist phase, because they understand once you try to manipulate and control all these different markets and all these different areas. For instance, you know, you got Mamdani in New York, who thinks he's doing something grandiose and new with the freezing rent prices in New York and putting price caps on rent, but you have inflation constantly ticking up. Someone is going to have to pay for the maintenance of the building. And if the landlord is not making enough money to do so, and you've got all this rent frozen everywhere, the only other solution is, okay, well, now we've got to nationalize and create a monopoly, a government-run monopoly in the city of New York for energy and for repairs for housing. They understand that the end goal is going to always be communistic, because you cannot control every single thing in the economy. The human nature is so unpredictable that is still today one of the main lessons that they teach you in econ, is that in order to be a good marketer, you have to think like your customer, but you will not know exactly what they're going to do on a given day. And that's the beauty of a free market, is supply and demand. It's impossible. And so I'll land the plane here. I think Elon Musk shutting her down there, it's like, yeah, he pays taxes. He pays hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes. You can go look it up. They want all these new programs and continuing to add to the debt, but they don't understand that money has to come from somewhere. To run Medicare for all, they got estimates between 2.1 trillion to 4.2 trillion. If we're doing $2 trillion deficits yearly, we're going to explode the debt if we start continuously adding more of those costs. And if you try to take all of that money, because for some reason, Democrats and Democratic Socialists believe that net worth is liquid cash. For some reason, I don't think that they understand that portion, that there is a difference between net worth and liquid cash.
Oh, they understand.
They hope that the other people don't. I'll say that.
There
Yeah.
you go. There you go.
But they are praying that these people don't understand economics and don't understand that the way of going about this is that, okay, well, we can just get involved. We can put more government programs and we can do all these things. You don't have enough money. It's like if you are in mass amounts of credit card debt, the only thing that you can do to get out the hole is to cut your spending. You can't spend your way out of debt. That's not possible. So I think Elon was on the money. I would have just called her out too and been like, look, you guys gave the tax credits to begin with. If you don't want, and like Trump said with Hillary, you don't want me to talk about it because you know that the same tax credits and the loopholes that I use is the ones that you use. Nobody wants a refund check. They want their money the day they get it. We want less taxes, and we want to actually have representation for our money.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. Mike, there was a meme that I had posted the other day that could help you with the op-ed. And it was understanding Democrat terms. I'll just run through a few of them. Political correctness, controlling speech, inequality, meaning your money should be theirs, racist, fascist, Nazi, anybody who disagrees with liberals. News reporting is liberal talking points.
Come on.
Toxic masculinity is straight white males.
There you go. Come on. Excellent.
I love it. I love it. Send me that, man.
I'll send it to you.
You need those footnotes. You need those.
Hilarious.
You need those codes.
But it's the truth. And I mean, when Hillary can get on national TV and say it's the Christian males that are the biggest problem and they're the largest threat to the nation, and can say that with a straight face, with no pushback from the individual that was interviewing her, that lets you know that our media is nothing more than a propaganda arm for the DNC at this point. And they probably have always been that. They're just a lot more overt with it today than they were in years past. We got to get more citizen journalism. We got to get more people, like, Alex and Minister Danzel, Mike. We need more of the people, creating platforms and creating, newsletters and, in their cities and call it out and research and explain to people what is going on in your city. We need more. We need to go back to the way things were, from a journalism standpoint in the 1800s, where you had free press, citizen journalists doing the work. Not this corporate media is failing us, and they're obviously not choosing to inform us. Crystal, we'll give you the last word on this. We're gonna keep it moving.
Okay, so clearly this is going to be part of the stuff that I'm talking about when I talk about communism, because here's what everybody needs to understand. The left's first weapon is not legislation, it's not the protests, it's actually always been language. Antonio Gramsci, a communist theorist, wrote that whoever controls the culture controls the people. And you control the culture by controlling the words.
Right.
Let's think about these words. It's not illegal alien. It's undocumented immigrant. It's not mother anymore in their eyes. It's birthing person.
Birthing person.
It's not rioting. No, it's mostly peaceful protest. This is what they say. And what they do is they change the word, they reframe it. So that's why she was saying fringe right, far right. If you were listening to her in the interview, she was trying to make it sound like everybody that is thinking about safe streets and borders, these are far right, fringe right. And Elon kept saying,
he nailed it.
Normal people. This is what normal people would like to do. This is what normal people like to have. And this is what they're doing. And once someone accepts that type of frame that they're doing, this is why they put it out. That is why they were using Nazi and all this stuff when it comes to Donald Trump, when it comes to all of the people that are MAGA, whatever, that are standing up and saying, no, we want America first. Listen, we support everybody else, but can we take care of home first? Because the Bible says that you should take care of home first before you go out there trying to help everybody else. If you can't take care of home, you're an infidel. You're supposed to take care of home first.
Yep.
But once these people, because most of these people are ignorant I hate to say foolish, but they are foolish. They will accept the frame, and then that becomes their worldview. And they lost before the debate even started. I want y'all to understand that. So I want us to think about, I have my scriptures. Proverbs 18:21, the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit. Again, it's the things that are coming out your mouth. The Lord says in Matthew 12:36, I tell you that everyone will have to give an account on the day of judgment for every empty word that is spoken out of your mouth. Amen. And the thing is, this is what the communist framework is. They change the meaning of things. They change the definition of things, because that once they do that, they have you in a chokehold.
That's right.
I'm loving what Mr. Hancock was saying, because I just on a Bible study on Wednesday, I pointed out that was how they changed the liberation theology social gospel. Right. They said oppression, but what they said, Jesus talked about oppression. Jesus was talking about being oppressed by sin. The root of all of the problem is sin. But y'all are talking about exactly what we talked, that covetous mindset. That's why Bernie Sanders, if Bernie Sanders becomes a billionaire tomorrow, guess what? He's going after the trillionaires. That is how he moves the goalposts according to what he has, not what the problem is. He wants to go after whatever he doesn't have. So when he wasn't a millionaire, we need to tax all the millionaires. When he became a millionaire, we need to tax all the billionaires. They just keep moving the goalposts. At the end of the day, people, I need us to understand that they redefine language to trap you.
That's right.
Or trap someone you agree with. You call it whatever you want to. It is indoctrination. It is a side up. And the Lord has already pointed this out. It has a name, and it's called communism.
Amen.
Stop saying the pretty words of we're just socialists. Just be real with yourself. You're a communist.
And sis, one more thing to that Marxist that you quoted, Antonio Gramsci. There's another famous quote by him, and I think it's something like, socialism is precisely the religion that must overwhelm Christianity. In the new order, socialism will triumph by first capturing the culture via infiltration of schools, university, churches, and the media, by transforming the consciousness of society. And that's exactly what this is. Like, that is their religion. Marxism is their religion. It is what they subscribe to. And I don't understand how they all believe that somehow with calling everybody all these like different pejoratives and these different names just simply for disagreeing, that we're gonna all somehow now be able to come together and kumbaya, and we're gonna like be taken care of, and without any sort of like violence. And Marx even said that in order to have socialism and full on communism, there has to be a violent revolution. This is at the end of his own manifestation in his own book. These people are indoctrinated to believe that the government is your second parent, that it can take care of you, it can do all these different things. And then when you get to the moment of what they believe is, oh, well, there's never been true communism, there's never been true socialism, like Brother Wise said, it's pure evil, because the greed takes over these people, and that's how the dictators start. They prey on you, and then they're like, okay, we'll just provide all these things. Go look at Cuba. Cuba is in a seafood crisis. How can you be in a seafood crisis when you are literally surrounded by 2 bodies of water?
Duh.
Exactly. I'm with you, brother. But the thing is, what a lot of people didn't realize was part of their idea. They understood, number one, that they could not take down America by weaponry and army. They knew they couldn't do that. So they had to make America attack itself. Cuba, that mindset. But then the other side, they understood, and this is what I was teaching people on Wednesday, they understood that they couldn't attack the church from the outside. They had to go inside. And the reason why they had to go inside is because they know how powerful the church is. There's faith and all of these, there's vulnerable people that are coming there because people know they need God. They need something. They're lost. They need something. So what better place to go than to go in there, infiltrate, and start changing the language so that people become so beholden to your ideology. They turn away from God and turn over to your ideology. So that's why you have so many people that believe some of the craziest things that is antithetical to Christ because they've never picked up the word of God. They don't know exactly what I always say. My people perish for lack of knowledge in Hosea 4:6. They don't know the word. Because they don't know the word, that is why they're able to fall all the time. And that's why these people can change the language as much as they want to. When you know the word, they can change the language all day long. That is not what the word meant, and I'm not falling for your foolishness.
No,
Rise, I don't know why you let these fools come on here and talk this kind of stuff, man. This is dangerous. Y'all dangerous to society. Come on now. Y'all a threat to society.
No, you're absolutely right. And Crystal, you're right. They've infiltrated every aspect of society, and that was their game plan.
That's right.
That was their game, and they've been successful.
Yeah.
We got to keep it a buck. They have been successful.
Yes,
I mean, a lot of us are just coming to the realization of what their plan is. There's a lot of people that had no idea what their plans are. They have no idea. They're still lost.
That's right.
They don't know. But they've been at this for well over 100 years in this nation. And we've been fighting it, but they've dumbing down the population so much that now you have people that are openly, willingly accepting this ideology.
That's right.
They're openly and willingly doing it. Wow. And people will fall for it, man. People are falling for it. I can't even say they will. They are.
Yeah.
It's sad, man. We're gonna read some
the
super
worst part
chats.
about it is that they're turning us against each other when we're not the enemy. We're not each other's enemy.
Yeah.
And that's the sad thing, because that can lead to some really dangerous stuff. So I mean, some really, because you see these people on the video, some of them are talking crazy. These people are not beyond putting together militias and going after each other. People who have different political views from there. They're not apart from that because they've been trained to think that way. And that's why our counter has to be so potent, because we got to deprogram them before they go out there and do some damage.
No, you're absolutely right. But we also got to get into the places that they've infiltrated. Think about this.
Right.
They infiltrated the colleges first.
That's right.
And then they seep down into public education. And that's why, if you notice, in public education, even those that aren't really, college bound people, they tell them go to college, even if it's just the semester, so we can finish off the indoctrination.
That's right.
And that's why you have so many young people now, that are, spouting this communist, rhetoric, because they've been taught this, for the better part of, the last 17 years of their lives. 18, and then Lord knows if they go to college and then they do, they do a bachelor's and they do a master's degree, they're cooked. More times than not, they are done for. And there's really not a whole lot that you could do to change their mind, because they have been force-fed this ideology for so long. It's hard to counter it. And the fact that you don't get this from the media is just now starting to try to separate themselves from the communists, because obviously we know that 90% of the mainstream media is left-leaning. But just over probably the past maybe 2 or 3 weeks since the DSA dropped their actual manifesto that just came out a couple of weeks, now you're starting to notice that these people are starting to try to differentiate themselves from the communists. It's too late, though. It's too late. The damage is done, on that side of things. In my opinion, I think the damage is done. It's for those of us to come out and be able to speak against it at this point.
If you let those communists get some real power, I guarantee you that the media is going to end up being communist. They're going to stick with the power.
Yeah, the media in a large part is already on that side, right? They have been the primary supporter and proliferator of all of these false ideas. But let me just say this, Crystal, when you mentioned Antonio Gramsci's name, I'm saying this is beautiful, because it's a sign that you're actually searching for the truth. And I think that's the thing that we have to encourage everybody, is that, you got to take off the partisan view of things, especially if you're a Christian. You should be seeking the truth, right? That's what we're encouraged to seek, and ye shall find. That's a lot of work, and it's difficult. You can't get, that's not like going down to McDonald's and getting a Big Mac or a kids meal. Okay, you gotta work, and the more you search, the more the answers will come to you. And I think that, it was when a number of years ago when I started to connect with what was going on with cultural Marxism, and the whole thing with Saul Alinsky, and you see that it's layered and it's multifaceted, and it's the evolution of communism from Marx through the Frankfurt School, through Antonio Gramsci, into the attacking and destruction of our nation through through invading, if you will, infiltrating all of our institutions. So whether that's our religious institutions, our cultural institutions, our political parties, it's all over the place. So, but again, that's where discernment comes in, right? We have to show ourselves as people who are bearers of light, and you can't get to the light without looking into the darkness, right, and understanding what that is, and exposing it.
Absolutely. We're going to get into super chats, and we'll keep it moving. All righty here. Let's see. All right. Shout out to Karen Elliott coming through. $2 super chat says Elon's watch is set to half past give a crap. Okay. Shout out to Kung Fu CJ. $2 super chat says we will be taking the mask off Elon tonight. Okay. Go and check out Kung Fu CJ over there. Shout out to Jim Odie coming through. $2 super chat says LOL. Why I sound like an OG? Get a taste. Let's go. Well, we were trying to be, politically correct over here, Jim Odie, but you see this gray in my beard. I'm somewhat an OG. I think I am. I think I've moved past Unk status. Alex, would you say I moved past Unk status? I'm OG now?
I would say you're Unk. You still got some like you're understanding social media and stuff. So yeah, I would say you still Unk. I wouldn't go
Got
OG
you.
yet.
Okay. Got you. Okay. Hey, I'll take Unk status. I'm good with that. Shout out to Captain Caveman. $5 super chat says, are the dictator Democrats allowing people to like Elon and his cars again, or is he still racist? Asking for the Democrat plantation people. Oh. The crazy thing, I can't remember who pointed it out. Somebody had said something along the lines. Was it you, Crystal, that was talking about you saw somebody driving a Tesla, but they had like a F Elon bumper sticker on there or something along that line on their car? It's so stupid, man. That's so stupid. Yeah, but you driving a Tesla. It's so crazy. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Allen and Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says Elon was the left's boy toy when he was just a quirky rocket man who made Duracell cars. But since he came out as a free speech guy and supported DJT, now he's public enemy number one. Yeah, they'll turn on you. Oh, the left they don't have a problem turning on you.
But I think the thing is, it's just everybody. The left has gone so crazy that everybody else is normal. Everybody who was like a moderate or everybody else is like, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all are crazy. The rest of us is normal. So we all see to them, we're all crazy. We're like, you don't see that you're the crazy one. And that goes back to the language thing. They use language to keep people from speaking out. So people don't, that's why I say when there's a lot of people here at the Republican Party who refuse to say stuff or do stuff because they don't want to be considered racist. Listen, they're gonna call you racist either way. So just do what you got to do.
Just do what you got to do.
Right.
Exactly.
That's right.
They will call men toxic masculinity when they don't want you to do what is right. Just do what you're supposed to do. Stop worrying about words, because when you let these words have power over you, then that's why they're able to run like crazy people up and down these streets doing the foolishness that they do.
No, you're absolutely right, Crystal. Shout out to Jeff. It's not your fault. Allen and Recovery Channel, $11 super chat says, if I had a father if I had a father, he'd look like Elon. Shout out to Captain Caveman, $10 super chat says, rich people have helped me along the way to ensure I got my fair share of what I work for, while poor people have tried to take their fair share of what they refuse to work for. America is great with God. You are absolutely right, Captain Caveman. I would say this, and somebody put this in the chat. The bottom 2% are way more problematic to society than the top 2%. And they're absolutely right. They're absolutely right. They cause more problems, and they don't have the mindset of what I can do, for anybody else. It's take, hands out all the time. Give me. Never really about how I can help or support. I mean, think about this, man. They're upset about having to work as a volunteer for 20 hours a week. I mean, we're talking to volunteer. They didn't actually say you got to go and get a W-2 job. They just said, hey, go volunteer for a little bit. And they were upset, like, I got to volunteer. Like, well, the rest of us got to work. Like, what are we talking about? I mean, it's crazy.
But even in your volunteering, you might learn that's what's messed up with people's brains. In your volunteering, you might learn new skill sets that you can add to your resume to get you a job that you're trying to get. But you just, because you have that poverty mindset, you don't want to do nothing. You just like, listen, I don't want to do anything. I don't care. I'm not doing. And that's why you will stay in the place that you are.
Yeah. That poverty mindset is real too. And I'm one of those kind of people, I'm not anti help, especially, our senior citizens, those that are disabled. I have zero problems helping them to the fullest. But when you have able-bodied individuals that they're making a conscious choice not to work, conscious choice. I mean, I've experienced and I've had people that would say, oh, I'm not working for that. Like they're better than a warehouse job or, a fast food job. I've heard that. I've heard people say that they feel like they shouldn't have to do those types of things. They're above those types of things, but you have no skills. You have no skills that are valuable to the country. You're not better than, working a quote unquote minimum wage job. You're not better than that.
Nope.
Shout out to, what was that?
SCR Broadcast.
SCR Broadcast. Okay. 400 Jim. Thank you very much. Thank you, Needy, for the 200 gems. Appreciate you, sister. Thank you, T-Paul, coming through. $10 super chat says, God's blessings to all. Keep prayed up. Keep prayed up. Will work till Jesus comes. Will work. Oh man, y'all messing me up here.
We'll work till Jesus comes. We'll work. Go ahead.
Oh, that's supposed to be an apostrophe. Okay, got you. We'll work till Jesus comes. Okay. Read, spread the seed, be the light of Jesus. Prayers for all. Be safe. Thank you so much, sister. Appreciate you. Y'all be messing me up without these commas. Papa Don's right. Hey, if you don't throw a comma, I'm used to, when you're used to reading things a certain way and you can throw a comma and apostrophes off, man. Hey, it takes a little bit for my brain to just kind of say, okay, this is where that's supposed to be. Crystal's good at this. I'm not.
Maybe I'll
start having Crystal read the super chats going forward. Like Crystal,
you have to understand some of the stuff that and these are professionals that I used to have to read for my clients, and I'm like, is that even English? So I learned. I have an art now of reading things, and I'm like, whoa. So yeah, don't worry, I got you.
We're gonna put Crystal in charge of reading the super chat starting next week. She's getting on the job. Thank you, Miss Tate, for coming through with the $5 super chat. Says journalists used to live by the phrase "just the facts, ma'am, just the facts." They've evolved into all activists, and they're already blanketed communists. Yes,
good point.
Good point.
Excellent.
Good point.
Do y'all know their salaries? No wonder.
They get paid for it. They get paid good.
Crazy salaries, so they don't care about truth anymore. When that check clears, they don't really care.
Right. That's right.
Well, I mean, if you're on mainstream media, on the low end, they're probably making $200,000 to $300,000 on the low end, and obviously, if you can get upwards to like the ladies of the View and some of these other, bigger platforms, I mean, they're making $1 and $2 million a year or more. In some cases, I think Rachel Maddow was making upwards of $30 million a year at one point until they made her take a pay cut down to I think $10 million a year, which is crazy. Crazy for a show and a channel that no one watches, which is I mean, that's socialism at work right there, ain't it?
Right.
It is.
Oh, shout out to Kung Fu CJ coming through. $5 super chat says, I love it when I ask people, where has socialism worked? Crickets, and then they start name calling. Yeah, that's pretty much what you're gonna get. Shout out to Cold Steel Rails. $10 super chat says they are using our very freedoms against us. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Man, thank you guys so much for supporting the channel via the super chat, super stickers, the gems. We'll be right back with Gutter Bunny of the Week. Hey,
Gutter Bunny of the Week. Yeah. We bring the heat. Hey. jumping out their feet. Hey, hey, it's Gutter Bunny of the week. Hey, hey, Gutter Bunny of the week.
Family, family, family. We are back. The gutter is overflowing this week. And I know y'all wanted all the above. It's never going to be all of the above. It is not our fault that these people are ratchet to the next level. They are gutterish. So let us jump into what is going on this week. Our first nominee we have is Zohran Fake Thug Mamdani, because Zohran Mamdani was talking the big talk. You know, he was talking about he's going to arrest the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu on some globalist ICC warrant, flexing for the cameras, big and bold. Then Trump looked him dead in the camera and said Netanyahu will not be arrested in any way, shape, or form on American soil. Next thing you know, Mamdani tucked his tail between his legs and then went to the podium and was like, we do not have the independent legal authority. I call on the federal government to join the ICC. Listen, hollow all of it. It was a political stunt as usual, because that's what Mamdani does. Welcome to America, sir. The supremacy clause is still the law of the land. We don't bow to foreign courts. You threaten something you never had the power to do. That's the part. He says so much stuff that he does not have the power to do. We told y'all that about the buses and all the other stuff. He needed to speak to the state for that, but y'all actually believe the things that he says. Listen, a real leader showed up and you blinked immediately. That is not leadership. That's what you call theater. Next on the docket, we have Crazy Crash Out Crockett, because as usual, she is going to crash out. And y'all, please believe, as her time is winding down, she's going to crash out even more. So she crashed out in a congressional hearing and labeled it a white pride hearing, then went on a full rant about Black people being excluded in America's violent history. She had performative outrage. She even called FIFA racist. The woman cannot sit through a hearing without turning it into a racial grievance session. Meanwhile, the actual history of who founded the Triple K and who fought to keep Jim Crow alive doesn't fit her script. So she always ignores it. Again, Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20 still stands. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil. Race baiting is not truth telling, old Crash Out Crockett. It's division for the cameras and clicks, and we know better. Next, we have Cloudy Whole Lot of Sin, or some of you may know her as Sunny Hostin. You know, her favorite statement on the show is, no one is above the Lord. No one is above the Lord. There's no one above the Lord. Then her son gets cited for trespassing on active railroad tracks near an electrified third rail. Body cam drops. Suddenly it's, how dare you? My name is Sunny Hostin. I'm a former federal prosecutor. He's a Harvard graduate. He's never been in trouble. Name dropping her show, her old job title, and her son's resume to the cops like the rules should bend for her family. The same way, almost like she was trying to do when her husband was in trouble. The same mouth that preaches no one is above the law starts pulling rank the second it hits her home. Like we always say, your language changes when it comes to your front door. That's not justice. That's privilege with a microphone. And finally, old Ben Crump, still doing what Ben Crump does. Listen, on the Nolan Wells situation, he stood up and claimed that the United Cajun Navy said the young man was fully clothed, trying to insinuate with what his statement that the young man was fully dressed and found, when the Cajun Navy was letting them know that he was not nude. He was in his swim trunks. He also decided that they were going to hijack the funeral and make it a civil rights political campaign instead of it being a funeral, a celebration of life. He then further went on and decided to do a press conference, not in Mississippi, not amongst the people that are affected by this, but take the family all the way out to Chicago to go ahead and stand on the stages of the NAACP convention to read the autopsy report that he couldn't even read. You should have spent some money and purchased a medical examiner to read it, because you had no idea what you were saying. And then try to insinuate the red mark in his neck, that's the smoking gun. Sir, if you knew anything about forensics, you would understand that usually that happens on bodies after the first autopsy because the blood pools behind the head. But because you don't even know how to read, this is why you would put that type of information out there. I need people to understand something. Ben Crump is full of crap. Thank goodness for the United Cajun Navy. They had to come out and correct him and let them know he was only in the swim trunks and to stop misrepresenting their words. Classic, get out front of the facts, shape the narrative, then act shocked when the people who are actually there push back. Professionals wait for the investigation. That's what I want people to understand. You wait until you get every fact before you start speaking. Activists with a brand, oh, they can't wait. They want to shape the narrative. 4 different faces, same spirit, weak threats, race performance, double standards, narrative over truth always. So let us hear who is the winner of Gutter Bunny of the Week. Drum roll, please. Y'all gonna be shocked by these results because I definitely was. In last place, we have Crazy Crash Out Crockett. In third place, we have Mr. Zoran Fake Thug Memdani. In second place, we have Ben Fake Crump. And in first place, we have Cloudy Whole Lot of Sin. Congratulations, Cloudy Whole Lot of Sin, Sunny Holston. Again, the people said no one is above the law, including you and your family. Y'all, thank you so much for sending over some of the nominees for Gutter Bunny of the Week. Please keep sending them. They will get on the list eventually. We just have so much going on with all of the bad behavior, but please keep sending them over to Crystal at Crystal Beyond Labels. Thank you all, and I'll see you next week for Gutter Bunny of the Week.
The Bunny of the Week. Yeah. We loud, we bring the heat. Hey, hey. Hope it jumping out their feet. Hey, hey. It's Gutter Bunny of the Week. Hey, hey. Gutter Bunny of the Week.
Welcome back. Gutter Bunny of the Weeks. Cloudy Whole Lot of Sin, huh? Okay.
Yes. I'm glad. Hey, I'm wondering if anybody in the left media was going to do a report on her performance. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, to see the way she went off, man, and the way she constantly kept repeating her credentials, her son's credentials. I mean, over and over. And the cop was kept like saying, "Listen, I got to do this. I got to do this." He was trying to be nice, man, but she kept.
All of this is on body cam. When are the police in the business, of not arresting people who are doing wrong? They're not in the business of doing that. And because y'all forced the body cams upon these people, we're getting more and more of these crazy shenanigans, that are being showcased all around the daggone country. I think a lot of people thought that these body cams, which I do think are a good thing, but they thought they were going to show the police just running rampant. And what it showed is that the police got a very tough job. Very tough job. That's right. Somebody that wears a uniform. One of my favorite cousins, was a police officer. His son is actually in the academy right now to become a police officer. One of my best friends is a police officer down in Atlanta. That's a hard job right there, man. Hard. My homeboy was like, "Man, you'd be a good police." Oh, man, y'all run to the trouble. When I see the trouble, I'm like, "Hey, time to go."
I'm out of here.
Like they starting to cut up. Hey, it's time to go. Get up out of here. I don't even stand around and watch no more. They get the tussling and things of that nature. I don't even stand around and watch, not because next thing you know, somebody gonna pull out something and bullets ain't got names.
They're not gonna be discriminated. They're not gonna discriminate.
It's like, hey, time to go.
That's right.
I was just surprised by it because I really thought everybody was gonna go with Ben the race grifter Crump, but they went with Cloudy got it this time.
Well, that's because she spent a whole year saying that no one's above the law. No one's above the law. Only out there and throw out your credentials. I'm from The View. I'm a former federal prosecutor. Oh, my son went to Harvard. Like that means anything?
That looked bad. It looked bad for her.
It looked very bad.
It did.
It looked very bad. First off, this ain't some 17, 18-year-old kid. This is a 24-year-old grown man. This is an adult, a real adult. Like you're 24 years old and you called your mama? Bruh. What woman wants that? That goes back to, what I'm saying, the weak men situation we were talking about. What woman wants a grown man that would find themselves in this situation and you call your mama?
Exactly.
My mama's a lawyer. I love that
Oh
video, man.
man.
I love it. I
Oh
love
man. Yeah, that's something else.
it.
Something else.
mm.
Let me see a couple super chats real quick. Shout out to Miss Tate, $5 super chat says we learned about sticks and stones in kindergarten. Anyone who is driven by wordplay is already weak and lost.
That
Oh yeah,
part.
that part. Yeah. Shout out to what is it? Don Juan Mark.
Don Juan
Oh,
DeMarc.
DeMarc. Don Juan DeMarc. Oh, okay. Thank you for the 2 gems. Appreciate you. Thank you very much. We appreciate the support. Thank you, Miss Tate, for the $2 super chat. Says functionally illiterate Ben Crump. I'm done.
That part.
I can't argue with her there, man.
Oh, shout out to Jeff coming back with the $11 super chat. Says Rubio Baptiste, 2028. Ooh,
You're so
look at that.
sweet.
Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Shout out to Jeff once again. It's not your fault, Alan. I already covered your channel. $11 super chat says, remember first, when she was on the phone, she said, tell them your mother is a federal prosecutor. And then when she got there, she was a former federal prosecutor. No shame. Yeah.
Good point.
But is that supposed to scare the police off? I don't understand that. I mean, they have now we've seen people, try to toss their credentials out there because I think we've also seen what was it? I think was it like a state senator or somebody that got pulled over somewhere and they try to throw out there like, oh, well, I'm like, and you were speeding, you're gonna get this ticket.
Yep.
Pull if you want to. Shout out to Corey Brown coming through. $2 super chat says Ben Crump is stuck on stupid.
Yep.
Yep.
100%. I keep wondering where these people got degrees. I'm so serious. And I listen, no shade to all of y'all that work hard and got your degrees, but I'm just saying some of these people look like they purchased their law degree. I'm not even playing. They look like they purchased it.
Well, nowadays, that's highly probable. But what I will say is this, as the great Don King would say, only in America can somebody be functionally illiterate and be a multimillionaire.
Right?
Only in America.
Only in America. That's true. That's
very true.
Yep. I have a hard time listening to Crump talk. I'm sorry, man. It's the way he talks, the way he pronounces words. Like, dude, you're the wrong person to represent.
He said, my mama was cracking up. I said, Mommy, he does not say truth. He says truth. He don't say both. He says both. He could not say, what was the word he couldn't say?
Hey.
Decompensation? Was that it?
It's
was
sad,
that what he was
man.
saying? I can't remember what he was just like, sir.
Well, I'm just saying, Ben Crump is just another sign in America that, hey, it is good if you are, and it's good for everybody. If you're willing to work, find a service that's needed and go fill the need. He's obviously filling a need for, a service that some folks need it. You know what I'm saying? He's found his niche, again, only in America. As much as they want to say that, hey, there's no opportunities and there's no way. And if you're a black man, I mean, this is a black man that can barely read. That can barely read. And I mean, this isn't hyperbole. This is like fact. Like we've seen it. We watched the videos.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to hear like, oh man, you can't make it. Please. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
He has the right name though. That last name sounds like him. Crump.
Yep.
Oh, shout out to Obsidian Fox Force 5, $2 super chat says, now remember, no one is above the law. Thank you to Jane Morrison coming through with the $10 super chat says, being in law enforcement in the United States is not only hard, it's thankless. Pray for all law enforcement and military. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with you on that one. And thank you, Corey, for the $2 super chat says, maybe Ben Crump got his degree from a magazine ad. Y'all are a mess, man. Hey, you gotta love the ARP family, man. We got more comedians in the chat than a little bit. I'm telling you, we got more comedians in the chat than a little bit. I mean, these guys, they're funnier than most people you see on TV these days.
Oh yes.
I want to get into this last clip. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time here, but James Talarico is running for the Senate seat down in Texas. And he is, in full-blown pander mode at this point. About a week ago, he was down in Harris County. He was doing what they considered a black town hall. And here he is again at another town hall speaking to other Black folks out in Texas. And he essentially told them, you know what, I'm going to play the clip for you guys. And Alex, we'll give you the first word when we come back.
All right.
Do you support reparations, and would you legislate for an anti-Black crime bill?
Thank you. Restoration, repairing past harms is part of my faith tradition. It's part of the values I was raised with. And it's exactly why we need a lot of the policies we've been talking about here to invest in Black communities, to invest in Black Texans, whether it's tuition relief, whether it's home ownership grants, whether it is baby bonds to ensure that we are helping to build that generational wealth. We have to correct the injustices of our past. I talked about Sam Branch, Texas. I don't think I mentioned that Sam Branch is a freedman community. So we are seeing the reverberations of slavery in modern day Texas all over the place. And until we as a society are committed to righting those past wrongs, of restoring our Black communities, we're never going to be able to get this country back on track. And
I don't even know. You know what? No, I do know what this is. This is the Hakeem Jeffries Obama copy and paste script year after year after year. They dangle that reparation and anti-Black bills in front of people's faces like it is candy to people there. I can't tell you how many times they have had the opportunity to pass that legislation and they don't, because they know it's foolish. None of us were slaves. None of us were slave owners. Like there's not this idea that people are coming in and now are going to get these reparations for something they didn't even go through. So I think James Tallarico is probably trying to like get some of those Jasmine Crockett voters on his side. It's not working too well for you, brother. You need to just stand 10 toes down and say, I don't believe in this. It's not going to happen. But again, then he's going to lose that Black voter base. But at the same time, you're going against Ken Paxton. You're not. I just can't stand the pandering, the constant manipulation, the dangling of the carrot. And the anti-hate bill, we already have laws against discrimination on the book. And they don't even, if they're not doing anything now, how many more laws can you create if people are still going to be hateful and negative towards people just for a different skin complexion, right? Like, if he's a pastor, you need to talk about what God says people should be doing to repair. And God says that you shouldn't be getting compensation for work you did not create. Like, that is, I don't know where he got, like my sister Crystal said, at this point, people are paying for degrees. I think people are paying for these pastor degrees, because I want to know where James Tallarico went to school to get this pastor degree from.
Come on.
Well, he didn't answer the question wholly. You know, he didn't come out and say we're going to give reparations, and he didn't come out and say we're going to, or I'm at least going to champion a quote unquote anti-Black, hate bill. And I'm with you, Alex. We already have these laws on the books. There's already hate crime laws on the books. Just because they don't say quote unquote anti-Black doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't for, Blacks or any other group out there that may be, maybe experience a hate crime. Right. It already exists. This reparation conversation, I'm tired of hearing about it, to be honest with you. It's not going to happen. The people out there that continue to say no reparation, no vote, go and sit on down somewhere then, go and sit on down somewhere, because it's not going to happen. Yeah. And the reality of it is that in 2026, for people to still be championing this, asking for this, when you live in the most prosperous, freest country to not only ever exist, but to currently exist.
Right.
And when you talk about Black people in America, the wealthiest Black people on the planet, and it's a group of Black people on the planet, and it's not even close.
Not even
when
close.
you look at the next groups from other countries,
right?
And all of the other quote unquote Black folks from other places are doing everything that they can to get here to take advantage of the opportunities that you ignore. I mean, this is crazy that people continue to ask for this. It makes absolutely no sense to me. And I know there's a lot of money in it, especially, you know, out here on social media. I know there's a lot of money talking like this. You know, if you choose to go down that rabbit hole of, you know, the reparations and keep people all up in this, you know, victimhood tizzy, but it's antithetical to the word of God. You can't be a Christian and also say that you are oppressed and a victim. Those two things don't go together.
That's right.
They don't.
Morons.
But yet you have people continuing to ask these questions. How about you ask about some real policies in the state of Texas? How about you make him tell you that, hey, we're planning to do X, Y, and Z for the community and for communities out in Texas. Again, when he was out in Harris County, and I talked about this about 3 or 4 days ago, when he was out in Harris County and they kept bringing up and kept talking about, oh, Black issues. And I'm like, well, what are the things that you're asking of him? Because I didn't hear what they were asking of him. They just kept saying, you know, are you planning to support Black issues? Well, what are the Black issues that you want him to support? I hadn't heard one yet. Unless the only one that y'all are concerned with is this reparations and this quote unquote anti-Black hate crime bill, which again makes absolutely no sense. So you and then my other thing is, and I'm gonna land my plane here, and then Mike, we'll get you in, is that are you willing to forego freedom to support someone like Tallarico, who has told you that he's going to go in lockstep with whatever the far left is going to go with? He's also, you know, pro the alphabet community and pro the Decepticons, so much so that he just loves quote unquote Decepticon children, which I'm not even sure what that is, to be honest with you. I'm not real sure exactly what that is right now. But are you willing to forego, you know, sanity to support a dude, you know what I'm saying, that's promoting a bunch of things that make absolutely no sense, not going to move this nation in the proper direction? Mike, I'll give you the next word.
Well, you know, looking at Tallarico and standing there before a whole bunch of Black folks, to your point, Brother Wise, he didn't answer the question. The question didn't even make any sense. and what he said didn't make any sense, right? We're sitting there witnessing like the absurd. And somehow, though, when you look at the faces of those people, they're like they're real angry, right? But they can't articulate what they're angry about or exactly what's going to alleviate their anger, right? It's like we're looking at the theater of the absurd. And so the thing that I'll just say to wrap it up is that and to Crystal's point, we've got to seek the truth. And those people in the room, they aren't seeking the truth. They're somehow seeking to have their feelings changed by something that can't change their feelings. And so until we actually press and folks like us continue to get out there and attempt to try to shine a light and point people to the truth and have them deal with the hard realization that we do live in the freest country in the world, that this whole country was based upon some founding principles, and those founding principles are those things that we need to connect with. Things like we're all created equal. Like we get our rights from God, not from some government, not from some politician, right? And so the thing we need to do is encourage people to understand what this nation is all about. We've got to get back into a conversation. And to a large extent, the left has done an absolutely great job of distorting the whole history of the founding of our nation and who the founders were. You know, if you take a look at Thomas Jefferson, what they'll say is, well, Thomas Jefferson was just an old white guy that owned slaves and It's all about, and he impregnated Sally Hemings, right? Well, when you actually look at the fact that when he was 26 years old and first elected to the House of Burgesses of Virginia, the very first thing that guy did was he brought forth a bill that was designed to allow slaveholders to free their slaves. Okay, and if you look at the entire history of the man, he was actually engaged in freeing and ending slavery, and inspired Wilberforce in Britain, who ultimately led to stopping the whole slave trade. Britain stopping the whole slave trade and ending slavery. So, but the way the left tells it, it was all about white supremacists controlling black people and enslaving them for profit. So we've got to share the truth with folks. But James Tallarico is a joke.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Well, we also need to tell the truth about. They say they try to paint white people in this broad brush. No, it was Democrat whites that wanted to keep this slavery thing going. Let's keep it real. Don't say, oh, white people want to do this. No, it was Democrat whites, and it was a black man, Anthony Johnson, who actually sued to be able to keep his slave in perpetuity. It was, black folks in South Carolina that had some of the largest slave plantations in the state at that time, during that time frame, as per the 1830 census. People need to do their own research and quit allowing these people to rewrite history.
Brother Wise, you do have good locks on your doors, right?
I do, and I do believe in practicing the Second Amendment. So you come around here if you want to. I got a pit bull too. So
all right.
Go ahead, Minister Danzel.
Brother Alex asked what kind of degree did he get, or where did he get his degree from? He got it from False Prophets Are Us. I would love to. I would love to get some time to get some of his video clips together and do a commentary on it, because this guy is he's a common, a typical false prophet. He had that silver tongue, and he's just a slouch, man. I call him James Terrible Miko, because he's a terrible representative, but he's certainly not a Christian. So anybody that calls this man a Christian, his faith is not from the Bible. I don't know where to get it from, but it didn't come from the Bible. And he needs to be, every time he goes to have a public hearing, there need to be Christian pastors there to shoot some questions at him about what his Christianity is all about. I would love to see that.
Crystal, we'll give you the last word on this. We're going to get up out of here.
Where do you want me to go with this?
Wherever.
Let's start off with this man doesn't even know scripture, because he said this reparations is part of his faith. Reparations towards the person that was harmed. That was in scripture, not someone from a generation from years and years and years removed, because that person has no dealings with what is going on. You can go see that in Ezekiel. You can go see it in Jeremiah. You can see it in Deuteronomy. Pick where you want. So I'm not sure what scripture he's going from. And the thing is, they keep talking about these anti-black crime hate bill type things. But my thing is, who is being more effective nowadays? And the white people. I'm sorry. Is it just me, or am I not seeing white people? And people be like, Crystal, you're just a white lover. Okay, well, first of all, my grandmother's half white, so that's neither here nor there. But with that being said, it's not about a white lover. It is about, let's face the facts and let's face truth. You will see things go down between black and white people, and if usually has nothing to do with race, it just has something to do with, I just don't like you. Today, I just don't like you. It has nothing to do with you're black, I'm white, so on and so forth. And that usually that is the case when it comes to white people. But in the Lord's Day of 2026, especially after Carmelo Anthony, black people are looking to take down white people because they're white. Nothing more. They don't know those white people. They've never come in contact. They just see someone who does not look like them and they go after them. And to me, at this point, black people, Brother White sent this video to me, to me, Minister Denzel and Celeste one day, and it was about the deconstruction of Christianity in the black community. And I was laughing when I saw the video, because that was something I kept talking about. They removed God out of the black culture so that black people will be beholden to the government through to hoodoo, to voodoo, to ancestors, and so you're easily controlled. That is part of, again, the Castro mentality, that communist mentality. They found a fracture, and that what they found, once they found that fracture, they took gasoline and threw it all over it, and then found the race grifters and gave them the torches and said, light it up. That's literally what they did. At this point in time, if y'all are going to have serious conversations with people that are running for office, again, people don't like when I say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Maybe you shouldn't be able to vote. I'm just saying. You should not be able to vote if you don't understand true policies, if you don't understand what you need done within your community. If everything is, what are you going to do for Black people? What do you mean? What do you want? Well, what are you going to do for Black people? You don't even know what you want done. So stop asking these questions. And this is why I said everyone needs to have Miss Tate said it too, a psych evaluation. They need a civics test. They need a literacy test. They need all of these things before they can get to vote. Why? Because we keep letting cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs get in and elect people that ain't supposed to be there. And then they also put cuckoo for Cocoa Puff people in charge. They don't know anything. They can't help with anything. They just sit there. They're just put there to be puppets. It's time that we take it back. And like Minister Denzel said, and I 100% agree, Christians need to be taking over. I'm sorry. Let me just circle right back to Denver. The Christians in Denver should be calling down the Holy Ghost and destroying the dark stronghold that's over that city.
Amen.
And that should be in every city, every state in America, because we are children of the one true living God. And because we are children of the one true living God, we have the power to do that. But that's only if you choose to do it. Everyone should be calling down Holy Ghost fire.
Come on. Hallelujah. Amen.
And knocking them all out of power.
Amen.
Because they don't need to be there.
Amen.
And
Amen.
that is what I want people to understand.
Hallelujah, Jesus. Amen. God bless you.
We're going to read super chats and we're going to get up out of here. Shout out to Leo Girl said, and if you can't be a Christian, you can't be a Christian if you worship your skin color. We are all one in the body of Christ.
Thank you, Jesus.
You're absolutely right there. Shout out to T. Paul, $20 super chat says, I'm going to make this simple. He ain't no pastor. Crystal will be showing this with the new Bible study Wednesday night. Brother Wise, I talk better than I write. I'm in South Carolina, live close to New Liberia. Okay. All right. Understood. I wasn't clowning. I was just saying it's a struggle for me when I don't see the punctuation properly. Shout out to Ralph on the right with 1,000 gems. Appreciate you, Ralph. Thank you, man. Shout out to Nini coming through with 100 gems. All righty. And we're going to get ready to get up out of here. I do want to let you guys know real fast that if you are serious about growing on YouTube, hey, we have officially launched the ARP YouTube Mastermind. We meet once a month and you'll spend 90 minutes with me live. It's not a video or anything along those lines. It is live, learning about, how to find viral topics, create high CTR titles and thumbnails, and increase the watch time and build channels that actually will make you some money. So you get an opportunity to spend a little bit of time with me, live QA, personalized channel feedback, and opportunities to connect with other creators who are serious about winning out here on this platform. We've talked about it earlier today. We need more people willing to get in the fight. So stop guessing, start growing. There's a link in the description box below. Join us. Hopefully we'll see you next month, third Monday of the month. So check that out. Link in the description box below. Mike, we'll appreciate you. Alex, appreciate you pulling up today, hanging out
for having me, Brother Wise.
So much. Crystal, Minister Denzel, thank you guys so much for always supporting what we're doing over here, man. You guys have been awesome. This year has been phenomenal. It's crazy how fast the year is going. I cannot believe that this month is almost over.
Right.
I say it all the time, man. I was like, where was this at when I was in school back in the day? Looking for Christmas vacation. Like, where was this at? When you think about how fast the time goes, I mean, it is just crazy. But we do appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. Lord willing, we'll be back at this next week. Celeste should be back with us next week as well. I believe AT should also be back with us next week if he's not too busy. I know he's running, like a chicken with his head cut off, and or a person with his hair on fire. One of the two. Although he only's got half a head.
Yeah. Yup.
I had to. I'm sorry, AT. I had to get you. I had to get you. I'm gonna start talking to him now, Crystal. It's like, just come on home, bro. Just come on home, man. You know what I'm saying? You out here looking like Stephen A. Smith, man. Just come on home, man. Just let it go. Just let it go, bro. It's okay. Come on home. Come on. He's trying to hold on to it though. Hey. I'm gonna get off my guy. That's my guy. That's my guy. But we appreciate you guys, man. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us all week long. Hopefully you will join us. If this is your first time, man, welcome. Come back, hang out with us. We do this Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come back, hang out with us. I promise you, at least one time next week, you'll hear Minister Danzel say that's stupid on steroids.
Come on.
Make sure you go and get one of those t-shirts, 25% off everything at the ARP family merch store. Support what we're doing. We appreciate you guys. Everybody that supported the channel financially today via Super Chat, the gems, super stickers. Thank you guys so much. All the ARP family members, everybody that support the channel via Buy Me a Coffee, Cash App. We appreciate you guys as well. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Hold up. Papa died. He says, just think Wise could have me on the panel and put a little flavor up there, but he ain't going to do that.
He has been here, hasn't he?
He's been up here before. Actually, that was his stunt double, Uncle Shug, last week. But, Papa died. You have an open invitation. You know what I'm saying? The same as I told Jeff. Open invitation. Whenever you want to come up here and hang out.
Amen.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome.
That would be hilarious. So let's just be real.
We'll see if he can hang. Because it's a whole lot different. It's a whole lot different when you just come up here and talk trash. For 5 minutes. It's a little different than coming up here and hanging out the whole time. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much again, Alex, Mike. Thank you guys so much
for having me.
If you haven't already, go check out Mike. The undercurrent over there on Substack. Go check him out. He's doing some good work over there. He also is the author of Rules for Restoration. Go check it out. Phenomenal read. We've gifted a few of them. I've had the chance to read it. It's phenomenal read. I loved it. It's a great book. Go check out my brother Alex over there, man, over at the Syndicate with Slayer. Go check him out. He's a youngin', but he is wise, man. He's another one of those, what I'm saying, might be wise, wiser than his years. You know what I'm saying? So we can appreciate that, man. But we need more young people, getting out there and speaking, man. I mean, honestly, I'm putting a challenge out there, man. Wherever you are in the country, especially if you live in one of these liberal strongholds, I'm challenging you. Go be a citizen journalist and go do the work. And if you start doing the work, you bring it to me, I will promote it. I promise you I will. Because that information needs to get out. There are so many things happening in these cities that people just don't know. And if you could be the one to share that information with, you never know. Even if you could just change one mind, man, you're doing some work, man. Seriously, you really are, man. So go check what these guys are doing over there, man. Enjoy the weekend. As Crystal always says, go touch some grass, go outside. Lord knows I'm about to do that. Get outside, go touch some grass, get off these screens for a little bit. Enjoy the weekend. Come back and hang out with us on Tuesday. Lord willing, we will be here. Lord willing, we'll be here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, He gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, it can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.